We go.
I don't think that's a good idea, sir.
Well, for once, Commander Cole and I are in total agreement, sir. By the way, I do have 50 gallons of bouillabaisse that I need to prepare by tomorrow.
My birthday.
Yes, sir, I could do the cheeseburger routine.
No, it's not for me. It's the crew. They really love that stuff. So we'll
Round one. Fight.
It all up! Everything you got! Come on, you hey! You want to live forever?
Get away from her.
Hey, everybody, this is Dean Kane, and you are watching Double Impact with Gabe, Shanth, and Jericho Green. And so am I.
Guys, welcome to the show. Wednesday, July 5th. I'm your host, Gabe Altay. Welcome to Double Impact Triple Threat. I'm here with the amazing panel. Guys, we're doing Predator 2. I'd never seen it before. I know. But here, let's bring them in. The great, the amazing Shantan Jetty and Jericho Green. How you doing, boys?
The Scorpion. I'm ready. That dude was zooted.
Yeah. Shant, you feeling all right? You look very energetic.
Dude,
friend.
he's
Oh
ready.
man, I'm feeling Raiders.
You gonna play kickoff return for the Raiders?
Yeah, man, I feel like I've got a thyroid problem.
Oh. Well,
Holy shit, guys. Yeah, this is a movie. This is a feast.
it's a weird movie because I know that it's a good movie,
Yeah.
but I know he's here somewhere, by the way. But the shadow of Arnie looms large.
It
You
does.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
does.
it's like you're a great quarterback and you're trying to replace John Elway or Joe Montana or Peyton Manning, and you're good. You're getting in the playoffs, you're going to the Pro Bowl, but you're not Peyton Manning. You know what I mean? And it's like Danny Glover's a star. He's amazing,
Yeah, he is.
but he isn't Arnold, right? I mean, who the hell is Arnold? No one is Arnold. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
he did
never seen
a lot of dramatic stuff.
right,
you know.
right.
I don't know. This might be Lethal Weapon, of course, but he wasn't so much like the action guy in Lethal Weapon. It's more Riggs. But in this one, like, he's doing stunts and there's climbing and scaling and all kinds of shit going on in this one. So this is definitely a departure from the more serious roles. I mean, it's serious. It's not a comedy, but
Yeah.
just not having him do, more buttoned up dramatic stuff. Like this is like his first, I think, action movie where he's really the action star. But like you said, Gabe, he has to fill in some Austrian shoes.
Yeah, we'll get into it. And I think they did a very smart thing by making this very different from the original. That was wise. If they just aped the original, then it really Arnold's shadow would have just been too much. And I would be remiss if I didn't ask you guys before we get to the movie. Gotta waste a little time. First, what's going on in your lives? How was your 4th of July? Mine was epic. How was yours, guys?
It was great. Fireworks, had some friends over, kids. It was great. The 2 girls, because we had our best friends over, and our daughters are a few months apart, so they were sitting very far back from the fireworks, bundled up. And then the boys, who are 2 years apart, also were, can I light it? I want to light that one. Can I light that one down? Can I light it? Can I light it? Can I light it? So it was a lot of fun. We had a bunch of fireworks out there, and we had legal ones, but our neighbors, and I'm sure most of the surrounding areas, did not, because it was going down. It was, it was Chicago on a Wednesday night around here.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, there's always tons of illegal fireworks here. I don't do them. I just go watch the fireworks.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah. I grew up in Colorado. I mean, I grew up in Colorado until I was 8, and then I'd visit every summer growing up. And any firework was legal back then in the 80s and 90s. Nowadays, no. Colorado turned into California because a bunch of blue hairs from California moved to Colorado and have ruined that state. But so all the laws have changed there. But when I was a kid, we could do anything with fireworks in Colorado. And I was always in Colorado in the summers. Like July to me is like Colorado. Yeah. That's where I always was, even though I was growing up in San Diego. Because my parents are divorced, so we'd go visit in the summers. So July to me, it's my favorite month. And no, it has nothing to do with my birthday being this month. Just no school, 4th of July, fireworks, video games, ice cream, going swimming. Yeah. I don't know. It's a great time, July. So,
yep.
I always felt like August had that same feeling as Sunday. I'll let you go, Sean. I'm sorry. But August August felt like Sunday. When you're a kid, like Friday was awesome. Saturday was awesome. And then Sunday was fun. You get the newspaper with the color comics. That was really good. And then Sunday after lunch, you go, oh, shit.
School on Monday.
Sunday evening.
And August always felt that way as me to a kid. Like, it's still summer, sort of. School soon. So, I don't know. What about your 4th, Sean? How'd you do it up there in Rhode Island?
Oh, it was great. I had ribs. And which was great because the cow was kind of hobbled. So I was able to really bring it down in the backyard. It was great. But we have the oldest continual running 4th of July parade in Bristol, Rhode Island. And we have the street lines all the way through the town are red, white, and blue. Nice. Repainted every time. So very patriotic town, cannons, musket fire, ribs. What more could you want? And I set the closing date for my campaign for Nosfero for July 13th, which is great, and which is the 2-year anniversary of me handing in my letter of resignation to the college. It's been Gabe, you know what I'm talking about. Jericho, you know what I'm talking about, that when you make a change and you try something new, or not even try something new, you do something new, there are certain benchmarks you get to where it kind of sinks in. And it's like I don't even know how long we've been doing the show, but we should probably keep track of the anniversary at some point. Yeah. But it's like you get to these milestones and you go, this has become a thing, man. And that's sort of where I'm at right now. Unbelievably pumped, enthusiastic, and looking forward to talking about this movie because we wore that VHS out just because we loved action. Great stuff.
Yeah, and it has got action for days. And it has... I'm surprised I've never seen this movie or anyone told me to recommend it for me to see it because it has the action and the tone that I like is that 90s gangster, like the arcade game, Double Dragon, Street Fighter, everything Van Damme. What's our one of our favorite movies, right? Showdown in Little Tokyo, not to be confused with Big Trouble in Little China, but that whole
two totally different films.
Right. That whole Belle Biv DeVoe, New Jack City, 1991, that whole thing. It has it in spades with the Jamaican Lords or whatever that gang is, and it's so 1990. It hurts a little bit. So
it it executed well. All the things that it was trying to do, all those action movie tropes from that time, the wardrobe. Shout out, R.I.P. to a young Bill Paxton.
Oh,
Right.
dude, this was a bad choice, guys. I unintentionally. I watched Tombstone for the first time with my son last night, and then I watched this. So I had to watch. We'll get to it, spoilers, but I lost Bill twice in 24 hours. Man, it kills.
Yeah, all right. R.I.P. Bill Paxton.
What happened to that
Yeah.
guy? He was only like 50 or something, right?
He was like
Heart surgery.
61 or something like that. Yeah, he died a few
They
years
botched
back.
it.
Heart surgery.
Yeah.
He messed up. But it had all of those things, but it's like building a house. Like you get the wood and the planks and the beams, and you pour the concrete pad yourself, and you build that house with your two hands.
Right.
Your nail gun or your hammer, and your blood, sweat, and tears, and you built it, everything. You painted it, you did the drywall, your electricity, everything, every aspect of that beautiful 3,000-foot, 2-story home with the pool in the backyard and a white picket fence and a 2.7 kids and a golden retriever. But
Yeah.
you built it on your parents' property. You know what I mean? Like, that's what this movie was. Everything was good, but it's on, Schwarzenegger property. It was still built in his shadow. And like Gabe mentioned, we were off the air. They did it right by being totally different from the first one. You couldn't put this back in another jungle, because then you're just going to be comparing every single scene to the first one. So yeah, that was great. They put it in Los Angeles in 1997, 6 years in the future from when this came out. I think if they would have put it more like 2017, they'd be like, yeah, that's LA right now. But they did everything well. It's just you can't, and especially this is 4 years after the first one, so it's still fresh in everybody's mind.
Right.
Really, if you want to get into it, it's probably less than that, because it took 2 years or something to get on video. So you probably just watched Predator, a bunch of times on VHS, and then this came out. Big star, Danny Glover. It wasn't like one of those you get the first one, it's great, and then the second one straight to DVD. You got great actors in it: Ruben Blades, Maria Conchita Alonso.
Yep.
What more do you want? But it's still got that first Predator taste in your mouth,
Right.
And I think, when it came out, a lot of us said to ourselves, let me just say, we all know this, complaining about the shortcomings of this movie coming off Predator 1, we thought we had problems. After this movie, shit went fucking off.
Oh, yeah, it got real bad.
Yeah, I mean, the Aliens and this, or Alien and this, their third movies just destroyed the whole thing. Like, it's kind of,
wasn't
like,
it, and Bill Paxton was an Alien also. Damn, I want his resume. Bill Paxton was in some fucking heaters. But yeah, Mousy, he was the first one. He was one of those punks that the naked Arnold approached in the first Terminator. Yeah. And luckily he didn't have to give up his clothes, but he still got fucked up.
Murked.
He didn't reach inside his chest, but he still got fucked up.
He found his heart.
He did. But man, this was a good movie, and it started off. If you wanted to hit the ground running, this is the movie for you, because it says LA 1997, and then let's get to killing.
I do want to show one thing. We're going to get to Predator in 1 second, but I want to show this. For those of you that don't know, I saw this in person with my wife and kids. I tell you guys all the time, I live right by the ocean. And what we do, the city of San Diego, they do a fireworks show, but they do it like every 5 or 7 miles up our coast, right? For like 30 miles. And they're synchronized. And it's the exact same explosions. And if you're standing by the beach, you could see like 3 or 4 of them at the same time, miles apart from each other. Last night, I was watching 3 of them and then watching the fireworks over SeaWorld. But about 10, 12 years ago, they did this. Can you hear it?
Yeah, it was on accident. Shit, I remember seeing that. It was fucking amazing. I wouldn't be mad if they did that. I wouldn't be mad if they did it on purpose. That was beautiful.
Except for the part where people waited all day, went to the beach, staked out their prime real estate to sit. You're making the s'mores. You got the kids in the blankets. Daddy, are the fireworks starting? And $3 million worth of fireworks is over in like 42 seconds.
But it was an intense 42 though.
Yeah, it was.
that
It was
looks like,
premature, but it was exciting. You know.
There you go.
yeah, we've all been there. This looks like a nuclear bomb, like that the stuff that's falling down. That's like after a nuclear bomb. Look how it lights up. It's like sunlight out there. It's like 2:00 in the afternoon.
I remember seeing it with my kids. Now we weren't right at the beach, but since I've lived here for the last 15 years, I've always lived right by the ocean. So you just look up in the sky, you just see this stuff like I'm, a mile or two away from your house. And it was like, and I remember big red afterwards, like red glowing clouds just kind of wafting away. I was like, what was that? It kind of dawned on us like what had just happened. So
that's beautiful, man. I mean, yeah, it's fucked up, but
I want to know
it's fucked up and great at the same time.
I want to know who's the one guy who did this mistake.
He's out of here.
Well, very well. I mean, he really might be. If this was an Aliens or Predator 2, I think they would be somebody in a monitoring station watching the fireworks guys. Life monitors.
Yeah.
That poor guy. I hope he didn't get hurt. I'm sure.
I don't know if he got hurt.
He definitely got fired.
So
definitely got fired.
Oh, and then one order of business. One order of business for everybody. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
Before we get rolling, this has to be talked about really quick. Turn this shit off here real quick. If you are one of the many amazing backers of Truth, Justice, American Way,
me too.
Your books are here. They're gorgeous. And if I seem a little loopy, it's because I've been bagging and boarding books and mailing them out for days on end. But they are amazing, and they're going out to you. They're of the highest quality. I spare no expense, guys. I win all the way. That's what I do. That's how I do it.
There's different levels of friendship in this world, and I'm not here to throw stones. Maybe some rocks, crack rock,
but not stones.
I want to say this: some people back it thrice, and by God, I backed that book thrice. That's how it is.
That's right.
Thrice.
Do you hear that?
Thrice.
Do you hear that? That's thick card. I'm not sending you prints that are shit. This is thick. This is the gloss. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Sometimes you get stuff and it's a little low budget. I don't do it that way. Look at this. How can you not love this? How can you not love this? It's American Way, waving our flag.
What's cool is being in the text thread, seeing some of these images like I just did this or just inked that, but to see some of those same images I'm used to seeing in our text thread now be
right,
ready to go.
You got your stickers, got your trading cards as promised.
That's right.
It's a masterpiece, guys. I'm not bragging. It's not bragging if it's true.
It looks great.
Can we future brag without mentioning anything really by saying the best is yet to come?
Oh,
when it comes,
true.
The best is yet to come, guys. Yeah, we're going to be dropping both of our books this summer. They're shipping out, and it's great. And I really think that my wife. I looked at my wife and I said. She goes, do you feel like it's the end of this thing? And I said, well, yeah, there's some piece that comes along with it. But I said, I feel like we're just getting started. And I know the stuff I can't talk about, Gabe, and I won't. But the best is yet to come.
Yeah, it's going to be nice. I sent you guys that thing. I have a banner for my Comic-Con booth.
Freaking huge.
You're going to love it. So, and we talked about our event, right, Jericho?
Yes.
Our event. I have a video sent to me by a friend. Let me show this real quick. We'll get to the movie eventually, guys. I promise. But
at some point tonight, we will.
That's our motto.
Yeah.
We'll get to the movie
Dean Kane here. Are you
eventually? So everybody got now. Did you hear sound on that or no?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because I have to mess with the sound half the time. All right, boys and girls, listen up. Just like 30, 40 seconds. Listen up.
Hey everybody, Dean Kane here. Are you going to San Diego Comic-Con on July 19th through the 23rd? Well, so am I. And I've got an awesome in-person event for you. Join myself, Gabe El Taib, and Jericho Green on Friday, July 21st at 5 p.m. for a possibly hilarious Q&A just steps away from the San Diego Convention Center at 410 10th Avenue on the corner of 10th and J. We'll talk pop culture, movies, probably a little tiny bit about my time as Superman, and maybe have a couple big surprises for you. Ooh. So show up. We'll see you there. Look forward to chatting. Cheers.
All right. So that is at a
Legend.
place called Basic, Bar Basic. It's a pizza place, but really it's like a sexy nightclub and stuff. And one of my good friends owns it. I've been friends with this guy for like 15 years. And yeah, we're going to be there Friday, 5 p.m. during Comic-Con. A Q&A hosted by myself, Jericho Green. The Hulkster might be there. Arnold Schwarzenegger could be there. I don't even know. I don't know.
Star-studded.
Right.
Star-studded.
Right. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, yeah, we got to get the word out on that. I'm going to have Dean's going to be proselytizing that. What a word, proselytizing. Jeez. But, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I want to see you guys there if you're in the area. All right. All right.
I know we're not going to get to the movie because I think it's important to not get to the movie on this show. I mean this sincerely. But I actually thought, in addition to that, you were going to bring up, you may have brought up last week, but bring up again the fantastic shirts that we all received in the mail.
Yep. Got mine today.
And I'm not just a t-shirt fan, I'm also an owner. And let me tell you these things.
You have it?
I have it. Yeah, hang on.
Oh,
let me grab it.
I want you to model it for the people. But yeah, guys. So I acquired the domain bigmancomics.com. So I now own that website. The website is done. I'll open it shortly. I've just been working on getting Truth, Justice, American Way out forever. But I have my own apparel line, guys. This is fool around and find out. Okay? This is fool around.
Fart around and find out.
Right. But I sent Dean and you, Jericho, and Sean, and some other people some care packages of shirts you're going to be able to buy on there. Check that one out. Illustrated by Moi. Let's look at this real quick.
It's beautiful. Wore it for the 4th of July, and it was awesome. It was absolutely
proud of it.
You're damn right.
Yeah, so that's drawn and designed by me. Sean, will you show them inside the neck? Because I'm so proud of that, too.
Yeah, hell yeah, man.
Are you showing the neck?
Look at that. Big man threads. 100% cotton. Come on, baby. Size.
Yep, look at that, guys.
That's right. Big man threads. That's the clothes. You're going to be able to get that on bigmancomics.com and all that. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love this. Turn your green screen back on. Oh, thank you.
It's glorious.
Right. I'll get you off the screen in just a second, Sean. Sorry. Just hold it for me for just a second.
It's all about you right now, Sean. Oh, sorry.
There we go. So, yes, Big Man Comics, you'll be able to get comic books.
Coke again.
You're going to be able to get comics. You're going to be able to get clothes there. It's going to be really fun. I have 3 designs that I have right now. And then Comic-Con, Jericho, Dean, myself at the event, and some other cool stuff. And Jericho will be at my booth a couple times, at least 2 days, I think. Eric July will be at my booth on July 20th. I don't have a time yet. So a lot going on. And hopefully I can put out a lot more info at the end of this week and next week. Anyway, are we ready for the movie?
I think so.
Let's do it.
And before we do, Gabe, you said that if people are in the area to come check us out at Comic-Con, even if you're not, like if you don't live in the area, you are allowed to buy a plane ticket and fly out there if you want. You don't have to be from San Diego to come see us. I just want to make sure people understand.
And
everybody around the world.
There's no cost to get in. There's a cost to get your ticket that Jericho wants you to get on the plane, but there's no cost to go into Basic and hang out with me and Dean and Jericho and have some laughs and talk about all this fun stuff.
Free quick. 99.
That's right. Free. If it's free, give me 3. Mark's Music Obsession for $5. Thank you, Mark. Very generous. If you guys haven't seen One False Move with Bill Paxton and Billy Bob Thornton, you should seek it out immediately. The action at the end is epic. Thank you. One False Move. I'll make a mental note of that.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah, and of course, whenever you send a super chat, you know what has to happen.
Yeah, it was forever. 2 things that I seriously, at least 5-10 years, I didn't know it was them. I didn't know that Billy Bob Thornton played Sling Blade for the longest time. And what was the other one? Oh, I didn't know that Benicio del Toro played the lawyer in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas for the longest time.
Really?
Because he put on a bunch of weight, at least like 50 pounds or something. It did not look like him. And then I found out and I was like, oh shit, that is. But those are 2 that just, I didn't know who the hell they were forever.
Can you imagine Jericho? Okay, we've seen your act, Jericho. We want to put you in my film, okay? But to get in the movie I'm making, I'm going to pay you a couple million. I've talked to your agent. It's in the 5 to 7 million to be in my movie, Jericho. But I don't know if you're okay with this. I need you to eat whatever the hell you want for the next 4 months to get ready for the role.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
For that kind of money, I'll do it. I won't eat anything for the next 4 months or eat everything. It doesn't matter. That's a nice little check there. But Benicio del Toro, that's the one that really blew me away. I was like,
Yep.
what? That movie's hilarious, but didn't know it was him.
All right, so Predator 2, I'd never seen it before. Jericho and Sean had seen it plenty of times, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked how this movie started right out of the gate because, as we know, the classic Predator with Arnie. Is Arnie around, by the way, Jericho?
He's always here, man.
Okay, all right.
I can't get rid of that.
You know, he's been at your house for a long time. You think he'd go home? You know,
He's been here for like a year.
But
he stays out of the way.
Is he on the outs with the Frumpy Dumpy? They're still fighting?
Dude, I don't bring it up unless he does. Okay. But for him to be here this long, I would think, there's some trouble in paradise.
Yeah.
Paradise.
It's really unfortunate too.
Yeah. So what I loved about this movie is that they tried to keep the Predator and what's important for the Predator, but otherwise make it different. So they start you off with a nice head fake. Start you off with a jungle. No, it's not a jungle. It's just Los Angeles in 1997. It pans up a hill that has some of the subtropical and tropical trees we have here in California. And you think they're back in the jungle, but no, they're in the smog-filled shithole that is Los Angeles.
God. And this is back in 1991. Look at that shit. Imagine what it looks like now. Oh, my goodness.
He wouldn't come now. He would be like, fuck, this is disgusting.
Too many homeless people. I can't.
Steps on a syringe. It's over.
It's Predator hepatitis.
I think I've told you guys that I hate Los Angeles, right? I've made that clear. I hate it with a passion. And as a San Diegan, I have a little bit of snobbery because we're like 70 miles at the closest point or 80 miles away, and we are nothing like Los Angeles. We are so much better than them. It is so nice to live here. And you go up to LA, and it is a joke up there. It's awful. The worst traffic in the world, degenerate, weirdo, homeless, violence. It's just crime. It's an awful place. Ugh, Los Angeles.
Sounds just like San Francisco.
I don't know which is worse. Now, I've only been to San Francisco twice, and it was awesome the first time, like 2008. I was only there for 2-3 days.
Very different now.
I went back in 2010, I think, or something, and it was not as nice.
No,
I spent 6 weeks there, same time.
I'll put San Francisco up against Los Angeles any day. They don't have the population, but man, do they got the homeless and the drugs and the crime. I mean, San Francisco is my LA, for you,
right.
Because I'm about an hour and a half from San Francisco, and it's just, if I don't have to go, I'm not going. It's just, it ain't worth it. And not to mention all the things you're gonna see. You're gonna see some human shit. You're gonna see some crazy homeless people. That's a given. But unless you stay in your vehicle, it's probably going to get broken into. So, no, I'm cool with SF.
Gavin Newsom did such a great job in San Francisco. California elected him governor. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the mayor of San Francisco, and then he went lieutenant governor and then governor. Yeah, sure did. And people didn't see the writing on the wall.
Don't get cocky, you guys out there. Gavin Newsom, I believe, could pretty easily be president of this country. And I do not want that, but I don't have a lot of faith in my fellow countrymen and their critical thinking about these things.
America, if he becomes president, America is done because he is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
On every level.
Yeah. I think, what's so funny too, you look at a lot of this stuff. I think what seems like it's been going on in this country in the last, and I'm seeing this more and more, is by having these collectivist pushes, it's kind of awakened a fierce independence in the most independent of us, and we're starting to build out. If you had told me 7 or 8 months ago the backlash would be where it's at right now against a lot of this stuff, I wouldn't have believed you. Well, I had hope. I knew it was going to happen. But just in the last 2 months, what I've seen has been amazing. The amount of people saying things I never thought would come out of their mouths is incredible. The push. Look at, we had our friend Ethan Van Sciver launched his 3rd Cyberfrog book, and it's smashing success. Razor Fist launched his book, huge success. Eric July, which you may know this Eric July character, Gabe. If you don't, I'll have to tell you about him.
Oh, I just got a gigantic bonus from him. Should hit my bank tonight. because it hit 25,000 copies, and that's how my bonus is
Nice.
structured. So
What's
I'm well aware of how the campaign is doing, Sean.
what's all this capitalism shit? No, but it's like this is the thing, right? We've got a lot of people who are taking the initiative to make stuff and go out there and make it happen. You know, and I love that stuff, man. I love seeing it. And yeah, the best is yet to come, man. Fierce individualism, folks, and cool shit.
Right.
That's what it's about.
What's that saying? I'd rather have dangerous freedom than safe, like conformity or whatever it is. Oh, I can't remember it.
Those who prefer security or safe. Not the Ben Franklin, huh?
Not that one. It's a similar one, but it literally says dangerous freedom in it. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes, that
chat will find it.
This is where we are. This is where we are. This is
Chat will
what's
find
going
it.
on.
They always do. Give it to Mikey. He'll eat anything.
Oh, hey, chat, do us a favor here. Get us True Lies. We want to watch. I've wanted to watch True Lies for like 3 years. I don't have Netflix. I'm not getting Netflix. It's not on Amazon Prime. It's not on YouTube. I can't find it anywhere. It's not on Paramount Plus anymore. It's like I don't even have that.
It was on there. I saw it. I clicked on it to make sure it was watchable, and then a few days later, that shit was gone. I don't know. And I think it's the same writer who wrote True Lies. I think they also wrote Jingle All the Way, because as we know, in Jingle All the Way, Jamie, and in True Lies, Dana, his daughter.
And there's another Bill Paxton for us.
Another one. He was hilarious in that.
He is outstanding.
Now, he's not. Well, now hold on. Now, what is Bill Paxton? Because he's not a leading man, but he's not some Mama Luke. You know, he's a great guy.
He's Bill Paxton, man.
He's Bill effing Paxton.
I guess so.
I don't know if there's another person that occupies that same space that he once did. Because no, he's not a throwaway. He's a great actor. He could be a leading man, but I guess he never had to be. You know, he just got on these fucking projects, man, that are classic.
Yeah, he's in some bangers, as the kids say.
Yeah, he's in some great movies. I love Bill Paxton.
Definitely
he was
comedic role.
awesome.
That's right, Humphrey Green. That's right. And
he played that a little bit in this too.
This movie has the awesome Robert Davi, who I love. He's in so many things.
Yeah, he plays a good guy in this one.
Right.
Finally. But he's still, he's a good guy, but he's still like the dickhead, you know, captain or lieutenant or whatever he was, you know, always trying to hold the main character down and make him stop blowing up half the city, you know, because he
Get back to your cage in Alvarado.
Yeah, always has the mayor breathing down his neck, you know. But this starts off, like I said, right out of the gate. Los Angeles, 1997. It gets right into it.
The Jamaican street lords are fighting.
Does this look like doesn't this look like Los Angeles now?
Yeah.
I don't see it. Maybe a little more
fire.
fire.
This has less poop everywhere.
Only like 20-30% less poop.
You need a few wheelbarrows full of shit. Spread them around right there. That'd be just dead ringer for LA.
Perfect. But these
guys, I gotta poke LA right in the eye one more time. Fuck Los Angeles is such a piece of shit, by the way, and it's full of a bunch of Midwest weirdos. That's the worst part of Hollywood. No one from Hollywood is from California.
Mm-hmm.
You're all a bunch of wannabes who hated Iowa, and you were too good for the country life. You came out to California, and you're doing some parody of what you think California is. And we
that's why it's so weird.
We can see you from a mile away because you know the tell on the non-Californians. They call California Cali.
Yeah.
Oh. No.
Fucking out of here.
No.
But that's why it's so weird.
Back
it's so
to
strange.
Des Moines. Go back to Des Moines.
Because they're acting. They're doing what they're acting like they think Californians act. That's why it's so weird and so extreme. But they start out, and apparently this gang, the Scorpions, they've taken over this building and they're having a shootout with the cops. And I mean, it's
that's the way to put it.
It's they're having a war. They're having a war with the police. But you get the feeling that it's not just these bad guys fighting the police. It's more like this is how it is. Everybody fights the police. It's like RoboCop. Just that lawless, the police don't mean shit. Shoot them, kill them. It doesn't matter. Because, killing a cop in real life, that's pretty major. But in this, it's like, fuck them. These dudes are just mowing these cops down. Machine guns, rocket launchers, you name it. It is a fucking war zone in Los Angeles. And there's these 2 motorcycle cops who got shot or whatever. So they're in between the 2 sides, the cops versus the bad guys. And the gunfire from the bad guys is so intense that they can't get close enough to save the motorcycle cops. And they're bleeding out. Somebody even said, I think Maria Conchita Alonso says, they're bleeding, they're dying, man.
Fuck,
and so
they're dying, man.
Somebody's got to do something. Somebody. And what was that? Go back one, Gabe. Was that Tony Pope? Yeah, that's Morton Downey Jr.
Right.
So this guy back in the day, in the 80s, he had a late night talk show on. I think this was before Fox picked, or before
he was the
they
proto
created,
proto Jerry Springer, right?
Yeah, but he was Jerry Springer with something extra. Jerry Springer was more of a moderator. He was nice. This dude is like, nah, he's smoking cigarettes. Nah, you're an asshole. Like, people on it. He had guests on his show, all these outlandish guests on his show. And this is before, they created Arsenio Hall, because this was late night TV. I couldn't, as a kid, I was just blown away by this crazy ass dude smoking cigarettes and saying whatever he wanted to. And the character he plays in this movie is who he is on his show. It was just, we'll change the wardrobe and put you on a movie set, just be you. And that's what he was. Very aggressive, very, dog on a bone when it comes to a story. But yeah, he played the shit out of it.
Yeah, I'd only seen clips of Morton Downey Jr. I never caught him when he was on, but I saw clips later on the internet, and it was wild stuff. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Is he by chance like a New Yorker or something? Because he has that real New Yorker asshole kind of personality.
I don't think he was from New York.
Oh,
I remember seeing something about him not too long ago, but he died, unfortunately.
Is Robert Downey related? I don't know. They have that same Downey Jr., but I don't think they're related, right?
I don't think so.
Imagine if this guy was Iron Man instead.
Yeah, no, he's born in L.A.
Oh, he's from L.A. I guess.
Yeah, he's born in L.A. and died in 2001. So he's been gone for a while.
Wow.
He could be related. It's possible.
Maybe
cousin, uncle.
In L.A., they're both,
Yeah, because it's where Downey was from. But it's the thing too. I love the way this movie starts when Danny Glover shows up and looks to Ruben Blades and says, "Don't keep me in suspense, Danny Boy." Which, by the way, love that his nickname is Danny Boy, referencing that classic song. And he says, when he goes, "It has not been a nice day." It's like just a great opening line. You're just watching the bedlam, and then the news reporter who goes trying to report the news, and finally she goes, "Fuck this, get me out of here."
Yeah, that's another thing. Even on the news, nobody gave a fuck. It was just the news reporter says, "Fuck this, get me out of here!" Live on TV. It's just an air of lawlessness. And you see those 2 Chevy, I don't remember the name of them, but the Chevy minivans, those were ugly as shit, but they had a futuristic kind of look to them. So they made it
like an Astro, like a Chevy. Was it called
No, the Ford Astro.
Ford
Astro van. But this, I don't remember the Chevy one, but it was ugly as shit. But it had that, all the futuristic vehicles from this time, they all had the, the hubcaps with they're smooth, they were just round with no definition. Right. The whole futuristic look. And everybody's gun has something on it, has a sight on it, has a laser on it. I guess this was just a futuristic thing, but everybody's pistol has some extra shit on it. I noticed.
Look at what William O3 points out. Paxton, the only guy who gets to die by the Predator, Alien, and Terminator.
Yep, it's true.
Bonus ass kick. It's true. True Lies. Legend. That is true.
That's pretty sick, man.
The only guy who's been killed by all 3.
His resume is fucking stellar. I mean, he's just in so many iconic movies. But Ruben Blades, man, he's another one of those guys from this era, the 80s and 90s. Ruben Blades.
Yeah, if you needed a Chicano, go get Ruben Blades, right?
Yeah, he was your man. It don't matter, Mexican, Cuban. That's how it was. The guy, what's his name? Tanaka or whatever. He was a bad guy in Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Right.
Guys played everything. Chinese, it don't fucking matter.
Right.
Yep.
That's just how it was.
Wasn't he Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat? You're next.
Oh, what was his name?
Yeah.
Damn it. Shang Tsung.
Oh, that's
Yes.
what
That's
Your
right.
soul is mine. Yeah, that's a
Gotta
shit
love
movie. If we're going
that
to do
what-
another shit movie,
Is that what you tell
Mortal
the bag
Kombat's there.
of the bag of Wendy's when you get it in the car?
Your soul is mine.
The bag gets it last.
Sam says,
Always.
Ruben Blades is a musician as well. He has a lot of Latin Grammys and Grammys.
There you
Very
go.
cool.
Very talented dude. Triple threat.
Now, Latin
probably.
Grammys, you know the difference between a Latin Grammy and a regular Grammy?
Mm-mm.
The Latin Grammys are here illegally.
Oh, snap.
That's fucked up.
Hey, vato.
Latin. I hear people say Latin. It's Latin.
Latin. What about Latinx?
Latinx.
Make it
Actually,
stop.
I'm Latinx. I worked with a girl at TJ's who was like that. It's a Mexican chick, but she was like millennial, all about that bullshit. And she referred to herself as Latinx or Latinx. So I was like,
How did you know this person? I missed the first part of what you said.
I worked at Trader Joe's with her.
You don't say.
Yes. Just all the people,
You're saying
like
this
all
is the kind of person who would be at Trader Joe's.
dude, all the shit you hear, that like that Latinx type shit. The people who use that type of language and really believe that stuff, they work at Trader Joe's. I met real life leftist dum-dums that you only see online. I shared a break room with them. They're out there. They're hopelessly fucking stupid. Like anything short of a lobotomy or just switching out their brain completely, they're hopeless. Maybe I bet they're young, so maybe they'll get some life under their belt. You know, they'll get screwed a few times and maybe build that, you know, that pessimistic callous, but they are so fucking stupid.
Yeah, I didn't see any of that shit when I was working for 18 years at New England Visual Arts colleges, but I'm going to take your word for it.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I never met anyone
Yeah.
like that working with all the major Hollywood studios, Jericho. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's unbelievable when you meet one of them out in the wild.
But, you know,
Unbelievable.
I don't want to bring up religion right now, but let's bring up religion real quick. I think Hollywood is having a come to Jesus moment at the moment right now when you look at what they're going through. So, you know.
It's a bloodbath. I heard someone on sports radio today say, hey, last one working at ESPN, shut the light off on your way out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Max Kellerman. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because he was the reason for my very first video. He's the reason that I started my YouTube channel is Max Kellerman. So I can't wait.
Really?
Yeah. I can't wait to take a ropey shit on his ashes.
Oh, good. I was going to say him and Rex Chapman are like the two most obnoxious left-wing athletes.
I can't stand them.
Athletic sports guys.
They have
I'd
that
love to get
white
in on
savior
that.
thing. He listening to him talk is what angered me enough to be like, you know what? I want to start me a fucking YouTube channel. So yeah, it's his fault. So I can't wait to piss and or shit on his grave tomorrow. I'm really excited.
Why not both? Just both.
Yeah, at the same time. Like, you know, when you get sick and you got to lay in the bathtub, it might be like one of those, just coming out of the top and the bottom. But
I've actually done that.
Yeah, me too. This is real life. Yeah.
In Las Vegas, got food poisoning. It's only happened once, and I'm sitting on the toilet, diarrhea, and having to grab the hotel trash can to throw up in at the same time. Terrible.
Yeah, it's
terrible.
Like if getting food poisoning, you are absolutely worthless. You can't move. You can't do. Oh man, it's really horrible.
I got some terrible food poisoning from some undercooked Tide Pods. Fuck, that stuff was terrible.
I don't think you can cook those like I don't undercook. I don't think you can overcook them. I don't think you should be eating them personally.
Well, that's your opinion.
It is. Only an opinion. You are right about that.
Arumafe, how much did you miss? We're about a minute into the movie, so you missed.
Yeah, don't worry. So
you
missed an hour.
You missed 4 hours of the show. So.
Yeah, you are really behind.
Yeah.
But somebody mentioned that he had the Desert Eagle. The Desert Eagle, I think that's more of a novelty gun because you're not going to really see a cop shooting, carrying a Desert Eagle. Those things are gigantic. Not one of my favorite guns, but it has its place in action movies.
All right. So the cops are getting destroyed. They're having a face-off with these Latin lords or whatever. I think there's a Jamaican gang. I think an Asian.
No, I think it's just the Scorpions this time.
Oh, is it? Oh, it's just the Scorpions.
This time it's just the Scorpions. Yeah, we meet the Jamaicans, the Jafakins a little later.
We meet them later that night.
What are you
Irie, man.
saying?
Yeah, bomba clot. Can't wait.
Oh man, yeah. There's some stuff in this. Let me tell you. No.
Yeah.
But there's also thing. Danny Glover, he's gonna charge into the enemy lines, and he backs up this sedan, and it rips the door off conveniently. It hits a bus or something,
Mhm.
and then that way he's able to hang out and shoot at these guys and stuff and drive around.
And he shows up on the scene, fucking 80 miles an hour.
Right.
Like he comes screeching and hits the brakes. This dude is just fucking insane, intense from the word go. Yeah, he's like, what's going on here? Oh, blah, blah, blah. They're pinned down. We can't get him out. And he's like, all right. And so that's the car he came into the scene on. And then, he just fucks it up so he can. And then, of course, none of the bullets are hitting him. He's leaning out of the fucking car.
It'd be fun.
Fine, don't worry.
If that was the station wagon from Lethal Weapon instead, that'd be hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Oh, if it was a station wagon. Oh, that was
And
so
then,
great.
but what this scene is setting up, okay, so all action movies, I mean, this is the most classic trope in action, starts with an action scene, a book, a movie. They usually start with a crazy action scene just to get you in the mood, just get you, okay, this is our reality. But this serves two purposes in this movie, which I thought was brilliant. The Predator is monitoring this whole thing. And if you know anything about predators, they love to read to children at libraries. And then number two, they travel the galaxy looking for the strongest creatures they could fight. So they find humans, they find aliens on other planets. So what I inferred, they don't say it, but at least I didn't catch them say it. The Predator's watching this battle in the middle of Los Angeles with this thermovision, and he's seeing who's the most badass guy here because maybe he wants to kill that guy. He's evaluating warriors here. That's what I think is going on here.
Yeah. So, and in the first one, they let you know that the Predator's attracted to heat and conflict. Right. So it's hot as shit in Los Angeles, plenty of conflict, as you can see. And in this one, because in the last one, you didn't get the heat vision. Excuse me. The heat vision, you didn't get that right out of the gate. But in this one, you already know about it. So boom, they're hitting you with the infrared vision because you're kind of, we've already seen it. We're already used to it. And he's monitoring what's going on. And then something I mentioned before, and it was true in this one. I saw it. The good guys always yell for people, let's go, get out, get down. They're always yelling instructions to people to show the audience that they're in charge of the situation and they're helping people. Same here. When he pulled up and he suppressed the bad guys enough to push him back so the police can come behind him and get those two down motorcycle cops. Get the cops, go, get him. He's giving all these instructions, and Ruben Blades is giving instructions. You'll notice this, the lead guys, the lead actor, the star in an action movie, there's always going to be at least one scene where they're telling people, go, come on. Like they're always helping people. It's like they're, what we call it, the save the cat moment.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Yeah, that you have to establish that they have a good heart, that they're a kind, caring.
Yeah, they're not just a badass, but they'll help the old lady across the street too. It's all bad for him. He has a real bad last few minutes of life. They look up and just see this huge fucking. No, I think they show him the Predator coming in first, and then from the outside they just see this huge explosion.
Yeah. So the bad guys, the Scorpions, the street gang, they hole up inside this building, and through like a skylight or a window or something, the invisible Predator comes through and starts tearing them up. Right, something like that.
Yeah, and then they show him go into the room, and they have like a armory. I'm talking. This looks like an armory for a police station. AR-15s, all this shit, all kinds of machine guns and bullets lined up. Like they're, for being a bunch of coked up psychopaths, they're very organized. They got a lot of fucking guns in there. And they kind of retreat into the armory to get more rounds and shit. And the leader, I guess he's a leader. Him, the Sean.
He's ready.
Yes, two-tone, silver and black, fully automatic Uzis, which I thought were super cool as a kid.
Yeah. Is it the Uzi or the Mac-10 that is the official gun of the 80s? I would say the Uzi. I like it. The name is a little bit cooler.
It's the Uzi.
I think it's the Uzi.
Uzi is definitely the machine gun of the 80s, but the Mac-10 is the machine gun of the hood movies. Boys in the Hood.
Okay, the gangsters prefer the Mac-10.
Yeah, Mac-10 for sure.
Everyone else preferred the Uzi, but it was
Chuck Norris had two of them. He had double mini Uzis in Invasion USA. So yeah, it's official.
The only reason the Uzi, I think, edges out the Mac-10 is because, and you could have changed history with this moment, is because it's the gun that Arnold asks for in Terminator at the gun shop. That is the reason it just edges out the Mac-10. When he said Uzi 9mm, like it was over.
Uzi,
that was the
Uzi
only thing.
9mm. He's
There
like,
you
hey, you
go.
can't do that.
Oh.
Wrong.
Is Arnold there?
Always, man. He's
Oh.
over here lurking.
Arnie, hey, long time no talk, man. First of all, how are you? How are things with Lupita?
Well, I don't really want to talk about her right now, but I'm okay. How are
Oh.
you?
I'm good. So okay, I won't bring up Lupita. That's a real sore subject, I guess, for you. But I wanted to ask you about, what do you think is the official gun of the 80s and 90s?
I definitely am going to agree with Shant here. I think it's the Uzi 9mm.
I see. So if you had to kill like a guy by shooting him right in the face and blowing his teeth and his brains out the back of his head, that's what you're going with? The Uzi, not the shotgun, not something else?
Nah, the Uzi was cool and it's automatic, and he had the arm that folds out there, and I put it right in my bicep, and then I cock it back.
Now, I've heard that you.
Sean, get it together.
I've heard that you've blown a lot of people's backs out. Is this true?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care?
If it needs blowing out, I'll be there.
All right. So, okay. All right. Well, never mind. All right, Artie. I think that one went over his head. But okay, we'll bring you back in because I do want to know what the fundamental differences you think are of the street gangster predator versus the jungle predator. But we'll get to that later. Super chat real quick. Patrick T for $4.99. Thank you, Patrick T. Danny Glover apparently wasn't too old for that shit.
He lied.
Thank you, Patrick T. Thank you very much. So anyway, the Predator is annihilating these guys. The Scorpions, right? The street gang.
Yeah, and this dude, he takes a big old handful of coke and just fucking puts it in his face. He's like, what did he say, Sean? You know the line.
Come and get it. El Scorpio is ready.
I mean,
but first he's got to say, chinga, chingale, chingale. It's like, fuck, dude. Hooked on
that shit was
Spanish.
Dude, he took the biggest fucking handful. It was like I think it was a handful of coke, or he had it in something, but he just put that shit to his face. Fucking coke all over his mouth. He was ready for the world.
That's weird that he would just say chinga. That's like, I'm not a fully fluent Spanish, but you don't just say that word by itself. How bizarre.
Yeah, just like in Predator, or not Predator, Cobra. He's like, "What's up, pinche?" That doesn't make sense. Remember that does not make sense.
That's
like
right.
you have to follow that up with something.
Yeah, you would call someone a chingazo or chinga tu madre.
Yeah,
or, a
just
chinga
leave it hanging
berra,
like
like
that.
a fucked up thing. But to just say chinga, it's like very weird to just say that.
Dude, if you knew an ounce of Spanish, this character, you went, this guy doesn't seem to know an ounce of Spanish, or the person who dubbed him over. But if you look at the image I have right now for myself, if you make it full screen, you see why it's tough to just look directly into this guy's eyes. There's some kind of intensity there that not everybody fully understands.
Oh,
That guy,
that's a yayo.
that is
Okay. Yeah, this dude was fucking zooted.
that guy
He's
looks like he
feeling
could just chatter his teeth into little crumbs or something, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, those teeth are grinding. Those teeth are grinding.
Yeah,
But
whichever eye you want, John.
They see the Predator, the invisible form of him, and doesn't it snatch one of the guys? I think it snatches him or kills him or something, because that's why he starts freaking out and running up to the roof. That's where that part where he has the two guns and he's shooting him, that scene that you just had it on, he's up on the roof and he's running from it, and he sees him. He looks up and he's so scared he doesn't even see Danny Glover. Like he's just totally freaked out looking for this alien. He's telling him, "Put the gun down, asshole." He doesn't even, like, he's not even talking to him. Can't even hear him. He's just looking around for the Predator. And then he sees him and starts shooting, and that's when Glover gives him the business. But that's another classic 80s, 90s movie action movie trope is where, you know, they could just say put the gun down, but they gotta like put the gun down, asshole. Or no, that's right. He goes in there and he goes, the guys, he goes up behind the guys. They have their backs turned to him and he says, like, what's up, asshole, or some shit like that, when he could have just shot him, but he had to say something to him first. He's like,
oh no, yeah, he goes, what was the one he said when he rounds the car with the gun, he says, hey, assholes, before he shoots them.
Yeah, they're all their backs are turned.
He has a great one here where he goes, it's your choice, man. You can walk down or fly. I like that one.
I don't know if you guys know, but Hunter Biden was up for this role first, but there were problems with the prop cocaine. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Kept
bringing his own.
Did you touch on this on your channel yet, Jericho?
I did. Cocaine? I just uploaded a video.
Hey, now we know why they call it the White House. Hey,
come on, guy.
It's Christmas in July, motherfuckers. It's snowing.
Just this whole family's just a runny shit sandwich. Like, what the fuck? They're so sloppy.
Yeah, El Scorpion thinks that Hunter is irresponsible. Okay,
that guy's fucked up.
If you got El Scorpion looking down his nose at you, no pun intended.
Looking down really his dusty old nose, right?
Yeah, you fucked up. You fucked up. So yeah, he doesn't make it. Danny Glover empties the mag into his chest. He flies off. It lands on a picnic table. And I would think wood, somebody from that high up, but it didn't shatter. He just landed on. It must have been one of them sturdy wood tables. And yeah, he just lands all fucked up. But what's funny is after they get back down there, Danny Glover just fucking grabs him by his hair and holds his head up. And then like something like bag this piece of shit or something, and like slams his head down. Like, you know, a cop really couldn't do that to a fucking dead body. But you know, hey, it's Los Angeles in 1997. Do whatever you want.
The future.
Double Brewski's persuading me to vote for Hunter Biden in 2024. He will rid America of drugs one bag at a time.
He will.
So. I believe it.
Well spoken.
Now that is a campaign slogan I can get behind.
Did somebody call it a cleanup crew? Yeah.
Allergies. Must be. That's a campaign promise I can believe. I really believe he will do that. And yeah, they go in there and the guy's hanging from the roof because, you know, that's the Scorpion's thing. He hangs him upside down and he skins him. And then they're tripping. They're like, how the fuck did he get up there? You know, it's 30, 40 feet. And he's listening. He's always listening. If the predator's not, you know, hunting and killing, he's always listening to people to pick up their little phrases and stuff. You know, the way that, remember the first one, like he's almost trying to learn the way humans communicate. And these guys are like, you know, holy shit. And then they leave. And as soon as they leave the room, you see the body get pulled all the way up to the roof. He just pulls it up to, you know, finish getting his trophies. And then these are the Busey boys right here.
That's right. Define this. Are these FBI or CIA or what are these guys?
I don't know. They're just an unnamed
government
agency.
Guys. Yeah, they show up to the scene and start calling shots. And it's that classic movie thing where the local cop or the local whatever's trying to deal with it. And then the feds come in and like,
the feds.
This is our crime scene. Back off. Like, you can't do that. And then it's always their pull rank.
Yeah, it's out of our jurisdiction. Hand over all the information you have on the case. It's bullshit, Captain.
Right.
It's out of my hands are tied on this one. I always say my hands are tied.
Right. So Gary Busey comes in to talk to Danny Glover and just kind of tell him to back off. And I'm running this investigation now, and gives him
and also look at that the blinds. You know, the light coming through the blinds. That whole thing, it all works.
Right. Now that's a classic from film noir, like a old Dashiell Hammett kind of detective novel or whatever back from the 30s. But yeah, you're definitely right about that. That's a classic look for the detectives, and love that one. So then we get can't really show something. It's a lady wrestling with a guy in bed, and then
she's winning too.
Yeah, she's winning too. And then what are these guys called again, Jericho? The Jamaican Lords, or what are they called?
What was it? Their leader,
Come on, boys. Come on.
Just
The
saw this-
Jamaican Voodoo Posse.
Yeah, Jamaican.
King Willie's gang.
King Willie. Yeah.
That's right, man.
What a general
King
fucking
Willie's
name.
gang.
The Jamaican
Not only do
voodoo
I have to
party.
kill you, but I have to take your soul too. It's voodoo magic. Fucking voodoo magic, man.
Fucking voodoo magic, man.
This,
Dude, what a vague name, the Jamaican Voodoo Posse.
yeah, you know. No, they're not the Jamaican Tupperware posse. They're fine. These assholes are into the like. You watch this, and even if these folks are Jamaican, the acting makes you question it. The acting makes you go, these people can't be Jamaican.
Dude, they should have got the guys from Mark for Death.
Yep.
Screwface.
Screwface. You don't know no
I love how
Screwface.
Gabe and I living our best Screwface life. We're like, Screwface.
They should have just copied and pasted those guys. It would have been fucking great. But yeah, these dudes are pretty savage, as you can tell by this little ritual they're going to do in this guy, and then like fucking stick a knife in his stomach and cut him open. So they're right up there with the Predator as far as the violence goes. But I think these guys, like they're trying to infringe on King Willie's turf or some shit, or vice versa. They want to take over, and this is like one of the Colombian
What do they do?
bosses.
They sell cocaine. Is that what these guys do? They sell coke?
Yeah. I think this is the Scorp. Is this guy with the Scorpios?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like a higher up in the Scorpio gang, so definitely coke.
Yeah,
they got a great customer right here too. You know,
it's all of it.
So this is this guy who his name is Hunter Banchez, and he gets caught with some cocaine and having a party. But the thing that got me about this sequence is Gabe said, you know, what was our reaction to this movie? So we watched the first Predator till the damn wheels fell off the VHS. Okay,
Mhm.
we broke that thing. We broke copies of that thing. We just decimated it. What we were excited to see is the Predator having some new weapons in this flick. And this is the scene where you get to see it. Because the first scene, the glass comes down from the ceiling, and then you see this massive explosion out the side of the window. But this is where you see the bat utility belt of the Predator going ham on these guys.
Yeah, I thought the same thing in here. I was like, this scene, he's just going through his weapons Rolodex like in a video game. He's just fucking, I'm gonna hit him with this, and I'm gonna get him with the net, and I'm gonna hit him with the spear. I mean, he's just fucking these dudes up so bad. And this is also something where they went kind of different in this one, because in the first one, you saw with the 3 dots, and then it shoots like that plasma cannon or whatever. You saw that a few times, but you didn't get the knife out of the hands and then all these spears and shit. So they really opened up his weaponry in this one. And all these Jamaican dudes, each Jamaican dude gets a new weapon, and it's great.
The net. Ugh.
Net's probably my favorite one.
The net is awesome. Patrick T for 5. Thank you very much. He points out, all Jamaicans portrayed in the 90s had to have the dead eye.
And the dead eye man right here. Don't you know, man? They all fucking
Patrick.
I love it, dude. I love how they each got a different weapon. But I think the net's my favorite because not only does it, basically stick you to the wall, but then it tightens down. And like the net's metal and the mesh on the net like cuts through your skin. It's not just your average net.
It's like a fat lady wearing lingerie looking like one of those hams tied up with rope.
Yeah.
Totally hot. Oh wait, no, sorry. Yeah, it's sick.
Or AKA
Gross.
Smoking.
Patrick T, thank you for the super chat, friend. Here you go.
Yeah, these dudes got fucked up. But this scene also speaks to a sense of honor, if you will, with the with the Predator, because he lets the girl go. He don't kill her. He's not just a bloodthirsty psycho. But all these guys have AK-47s and shit. So if they're armed and aggressive, Predators
carried over in the lore from the first movie. If you are, when Arnold kicks the gun away from her hand, it says, "Do not pick up that gun."
Yeah.
The second you pick up that gun, you're a target. She doesn't have a gun, and she, doesn't get it. And every other person, I mean, gosh, they definitely dialed up the Predator gear porn in this. Like, it was the spear coming straight at the camera, him materializing out of things, the weapons that go through people and pop out the other side. I mean, it was fun. It wasn't as intimidating as the first movie because, you know, you saw people just get like holes in them the size of a bowling ball. You know, I mean, that
plasma cannon. He was fucking people up with that. He fucked up Mac with that one. He fucked up. He hit Arnie with that one. But that scene you're talking about where that's one of the best scenes in Predator when he kicks the gun out of her hand and then he comes with his M16 and just and you see the muzzle flash. It looks like a big star. Like we have a still pic of that. That shit is amazing. But yeah, he saved her ass.
Well, I didn't even think about the gun. He's telling them not to hold weapons so they won't be considered like a combatant against the Predator. I didn't even think about that.
Isn't that cool? I love this. I mean, gosh, guys, this was an average to low average movie at one time.
Right.
I mean, it just, there's a tradition we've been really slacking on lately on this show. And I hate to point it out, but it has to be pointed out. And it's my fault. So in that sense, I'm taking full blame for this. But I have always gone and looked at the budget of these films. And as we watch Indiana Jones and the Phone a Friend of Destiny Die the Dog's Death that cost $380 something million to make.
What?
It's important. Yes.
Let me guess.
Reshoots.
This movie, what, 40?
$35 million.
Hey, there you go. I knew it.
And if you want to, like, this is the thing people don't get because people say, it was a different time as if this was the 20s or something. You know, it's crazy to me. Like you look at this stuff. Let me see dollars today. Let's just get a sense. 1991 was when this came out. Let's see here. That would convert to $78 million today.
All right.
Insane.
Completely ridiculous.
Yep.
Hey, Jericho, is Arnold there? I wanted to ask him a few questions about the women handling weapons.
Oh yeah, man. He's always hanging around.
Hey, Arnie. So, Arnie, when you were in the shit and you were in the jungle, and what's her name? When she was reaching for the gun and you knocked it out of her hand, you did that to protect her, huh?
Yeah, of course. I didn't want to see her get her brain splattered all over the jungle there.
Do you feel like a woman should never handle a gun, like they can't protect themselves like a man can, or how do you feel about that?
Well, I think women should only handle my gun that I have downstairs.
Oh,
but no, the women stay in the house, take your shoes off, get pregnant. The men take care of all of that there.
Right. Okay. So if the predator's there and the woman's not going to have a weapon in her hand, what do you suggest she has in her hand instead to protect herself?
Probably the predator's penis if she doesn't want him to kill her.
Is it like this is too much, but I mean, he's not exactly human. Is it? I don't want to know.
Oh, no, I tell you. It looks a lot like a human's, but it's bigger. It's like it was long and it was beefy.
Oh, does it have those like fangs, like his mouth? That like
no fangs on it, but it had a lot of girth.
Oh, a lot of girth.
Looked like it would hurt.
I thought you said a lot of dirt. Then I realized you said a lot of girth.
You can't understand me. It's not like I have an accent or something. It's girth.
Okay.
Nobody have either of you guys been to Austria?
Never. No.
This year? No.
No, I've been to Austria because I'm a fourth Austrian to see my family there. The most terrifying thing in the world was I got there and I've never heard of one accent that sounded like it.
Yeah.
I've never heard that accent anywhere.
I never heard another person speak like Arnold Schwarzenegger ever in my life. What are they going to do here?
Well, thank you for your insight on that, Arnold. I was just wondering how a woman could. So let's say a woman doesn't have a weapon and the predator doesn't want her to touch him. What else could she do to defend herself?
Nothing. Call me over there. I'll help you. But ladies, you can't do nothing. You need me to be there. But then after I save you, then you have to thank me. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Because like I thought because you have a good heart, not that you wanted something in return, right? I mean,
well, I do want something in return. I want the vagina.
Oh, okay.
Give it to me. I'll make it. I'm going. Don't worry, it won't hurt.
All right. Well, has that worked? Has that worked often for you?
Yeah, I get so much vagina everywhere I go. I don't have to ask for it. Like I look over there, vagina. I look over there, vagina. I look up, there's vagina. I look down, there's more vagina.
Do you ever feel like it's too much?
Never.
Really?
I love it, especially if it comes attached to something that's frumpy and dumpy.
Oh, all right. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
who would love that?
yeah,
Who would love
yeah.
that?
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right. Well, we'll talk later. I really want to know a lot about what you think about this movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are they called again, Sean? The Jamaican Prophets, or what?
The
are they
Jamaican voodoo posse. Jamaican
And
voodoo posse, man.
a fitting end to the Prince of Powder. Yeah, I have to say that what I loved about this is there is this element to this scene that feels a little bit like a certain kind of measuring, so to speak, because these guys are messing some shit up, and you can almost feel the Predator in his camouflage, mirror reflecting, whatever visual going, you think that's fucked up. Hold my beer. I'm gonna fuck you guys up. Worse than you're fucking these guys up. Holy shit. Oh.
These guys are pretty savage, though.
Patrick T tells us for $5, every German Austrian I've ever met speaks perfect English. For your information, no accent. Huh.
Yep,
I don't know where that fucker came from. There have to be other people in Austria that sound like him. If not, where did that come from? Is he Austrian?
Yes.
Like, is he fucking with us?
The mystery of his accent grows.
How come there are no more Austrians that sound like that? Did that accent
none
die with him, or did it end with him? He's the one and only.
We'll have to ask him. Thank you so much for the super chat, Patrick G. Very generous of you. And here thank you, friend. And Brian Chris Gow. Sorry, Brian. Brian Chris Gow. He says, and Predator 2 is fucking awesome. That's right.
It is.
It was fun. Right, it was very fun. I'd never seen it, and I enjoyed it. And my favorite thing about it, obviously, Danny Glover's an amazing actor, but I didn't know, I had forgotten that Gary Busey was in it, and I love that because he is such a character. Him and Bill Paxton, they both have that energy, that kind of craziness, but in an awesome way, So
yeah, I think Gary Busey's energy is a little more unstable.
What are you trying to say about me?
I think Bill Paxton can control his, his quirks better than
you gotta tuck your lips, and you gotta go. He's drawn here by conflict. Like, what the fuck is
we were watching it yesterday, me and my wife, and she said to me, "You think that John Elway and Gary Busey are related?"
Could be. I know Busey was from Texas, I think.
Is it
Elway? Wasn't he from
Elway's from out here. He's from California.
Yeah, he went to Stanford. I know that.
Right.
He's a Cardinal.
Patrick T for 2 more. Arnie's papa was a Yahtzee soldier.
He was. Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to talk to me about that. Probably not. But a super chat says
don't.
You never know. Sometimes he likes to open up, but I can understand how that might be a touchy subject.
William thinks that Steven Seagal was supposed to be a Predator. Oh my God. How good would it have been if Seagal had replaced Arnold?
And he's just fucking the Predator up. He's fucking
snapping his arm. His Aikido neck chop to the Predator.
Oh, yeah. Predator couldn't stand that. I don't know, man. It would be, because it would, I'm sure, especially at this time when, Seagal is really up there, as far as, his ability, his power in Hollywood and stuff like that, his box office prowess. But that would change the character, because Danny Glover was a badass, but in a different way. Like nobody, you wouldn't see the fight scene or Seagal wouldn't come out of a fight scene with cuts and bruises.
Right.
He probably wouldn't allow that to happen. So yeah, that would have fucked this movie up.
Yeah, of course, but it would have been glorious. It would have been hilarious.
Yeah, we would have been talking about it still, but just in a different way.
Right. The vibe that Danny Glover always gives off to me is father. Like he's a badass, but he's like a badass dad. That's like the energy he has. I don't know, but I like it a lot. Yeah.
So this scene ended with there were a lot of great shots in this movie, a lot of great comic book shots, as we like to say. And it was the shot of the Predator kind of decloaking, dare I say, in front of the last dude, and you don't see it all the way. And then he puts his guns straight out on either side of him, firing, and it's in the infrared. and then it just does this snap zoom in on him as he screams, and I was like, this is the coolest shit, man. And I've been covering up. I'm gonna let it all hang out here, not in that way.
Not all of it.
Whoa,
not all of it.
Not that kind of show.
We're gonna need a long lens. No, but the thing is,
this ain't some story time at the library, Shant. Like
you predator.
Yeah. Oh, Gabe, that's a Photoshop waiting to happen. So get it done. The Predator reading to kids with a blue wig on. If you don't make that happen,
lipstick.
Yeah, come on, Gabe.
His dreadlocks are all blue.
Yes, you gotta have the mask off though. You gotta have the mask off with the freaking mouth. But I'm telling you right now, man, I've got a Eagle Moss Predator statue from this movie. I got the NECA figure for that because to me and my friends, if there was one thing we drew a ton of this summer, it was absolutely this movie, because the Predator is such a cool character. He's such a badass with the claws and the shoulder rocket launcher. I mean, if we could have put a laser sight on a knife in the 90s, we would have. It would have made no
probably
sense.
Out there somewhere.
Don't think I didn't try.
Hell yeah. Ugh.
Like I mentioned before, everybody's gun has some extra shit on it.
Right.
That it just wouldn't be practical as a police officer, but for the sake of an action movie, yeah. But all this shit just has some big, cumbersome fucking. And imagine how heavy that would be, especially back then. Before they had the slick technology, that'd be a heavy ass gun.
It's a very broad question, but I do wonder the aesthetic from the late 70s all the way through the early 90s of Mad Max, pro wrestling, Stallone as Cobra with the laser sight on his gun, the Terminator, the Predator, Street Fighter 2, Van Damme. This aesthetic of like dystopia, ultra like macho violence, Fist of the North Star. Like, where the hell did this aesthetic come from, and why is it the best? It's my favorite thing. This ultra macho violence.
Yeah.
Demolition Man into the 90s still. Like, I wonder where this comes from culturally. It's so good. I don't know. I just love it so much.
I do too. I think it comes from, I would say that generation's like dads who are coming out of wars and stuff like that, who wanted to see that intensity. How they wanted to see themselves reflected on TV, but or in movies, but maybe with a little extra Hollywood shine on it. Some more muscles, guns. But that's just the kind of shit that the audience wanted to see. I mean, now, we're seeing things that Hollywood wants us to see, not so much what the audience wants. But I think that's what it was. It was bravado. It was alpha. It was, think of the 80s, how much excess there was. Right, everybody was doing coke, and it was just, we wanted to see that reflected in our movies. We wanted the big, huge muscles, the Arnold. And never mind why he has that accent and he's in our military. Just get him out there, flexing his muscles and blowing shit up. A more simple America. When we're doing good and we're happy, the rest of the world is doing good and they're happy.
Amen.
Agreed. Real quick, Double Brewski for 2. Can I suggest a couple of films for Double Impact? Of course. Yeah, man.
Always.
This is a dictatorship, but I'll listen to any of you. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll listen to all of it and then pick one.
Yeah, real quick. Thank you for that. This one. Oh, and Patrick T for $4.99. Thank you, friend. If you ever want to pull off a costume, Fro, as a white guy, make sure it's white. Oh, he's saying if you're a white guy. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, got to be a little careful there when you're dressing up.
Fuck it.
What if you're Prime Minister of Canada? Come on, man. Do what you want. Live your best life.
You fucking grab that shoe polish and get to work, huh?
Fucking
idiot. I can't stand.
Fucking hate him.
If you turned a vagina into a human being, it would be Justin Trudeau. He's just
no. You have to turn it inside out. And
he's just a big labia majora. Just a soft. He's soft spoken. He's just a fucking weenie.
The worst thing about that, someone with that exterior facade to their personality, the genteel, educated, smart, the erudite. He's a TED talking son of a wicked, vengeful, cruel authoritarian on the inside. You know what I mean? That whole outside couldn't be more backwards. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I'd like to see him fall down a flight of stairs. Oh wait, never mind.
No, that's our guy.
I don't
that's
have
our
that
guy,
video.
Sean.
Well,
he'll fall down.
No, we got the Justin too.
Dude, I don't. Go ahead, man.
I was just I don't know if I have that video handy, but it is hilarious.
Don't worry, but it is a beautiful thing.
Dude, tell me honestly, would you guys be surprised if one morning you wake up and there's footage of Biden walking to the podium and his pants fall down and he doesn't reach down to pick them up because he doesn't notice? Of course, it would be hilarious, but would we be like, oh, how the fuck did he do that? No way. We would not be shocked by that.
I like that last week he just said end of quote again. On the teleprompter.
Hey, long live the queen, man. That's what he fucking said. Long live the queen, man. Shit.
Long live the queen, bruv.
Ain't that?
I'm going to write a tube on a Tuesday.
Hey, long live the fucking queen.
He's fit for a straight jacket.
Well, at least our schools aren't shooting ranges.
At least our bloodies go.
The constable's responsible. Sorry, go ahead.
Fuck you guys. Fuck you guys in your bullshit guards outside of your bullshit castle with your bullshit family in it. Dude, the fucking last week, that son of a bitch was sitting next to the Indian prime minister and he says, I stole a lot of state secrets and other things. Dude, and the people sitting next to him were just like, what? Get him out of there. He should be pond side throwing breadcrumbs to the fucking waterfowl. Nope.
Modi was, but you gotta admit, the Indian Prime Minister Modi was like, is that all? I mean, come on, man. Guys, I say this every week because I'm trying to calm our people down. And I'm trying to tell people, let our people go away from this political party. But I have to say that everybody who worries about countries, the country you will never hear shit about ever on the news is India. And it's hilarious to me because they have the biggest population. They have all the things we worry about people having. They're utterly anti-communist, like to 1,000, the most traditional culture in the world. Nobody ever brings them up. So like Modi comes over here, nobody even knows what he does. And I'm convinced it's because you can do anything with that accent and not raise people's alarms. People just totally come. It's like, yes, right now we're amassing troops on the Canadian border and we should have your country by Tuesday. And it's like, oh, no, look at this, man. Hey, man.
Cool.
Like, fucking shit.
I like his robe.
Yeah, by the way,
nice robe.
By the way, India, if you do have plans on taking Canada, please, if there's any way we can help, please
take our Canada, please.
Please let us know.
America's hat is a problem. Double Brewski, first, like a gentleman, he asked for permission. Now, second, he is proposing something. A favorite film I'd like to see you guys review, assuming you haven't already, is Maverick. Not Top Gun Maverick.
I remember that. Yeah.
Maverick, starring Mel Gibson, Jodie Foster, and James Garner.
That was like the 90s, right?
I saw this movie in the mid to late 90s when it came out. It's a Western, and I don't really remember it, but Mel Gibson is always great. I'm not against that at all. I would have to just be reminded.
No, I'm down for that. That movie, I haven't seen it probably since it came out, but it reminds me of it makes me think it kind of has like a Western version of Romancing the Stone.
Right.
Kind of that adventure,
Wait a minute. We've done Lethal Weapon 1 and 2, I think. But have we done like Mel Gibson month?
No.
How have we not?
Because there's so many.
Right.
Where we go again? Where do we go?
Right.
Yeah, let's get Mel Gibson on. I love Mel Gibson.
Maybe you'll get your wish. Maybe you'll get your wish double. But before you get that, you get more.
Shit, I loved him in Payback. That movie was fucking awesome.
Give me back my son.
Oh, Ransom? And the little kid pees a little bit.
I love that
my son.
I used to. I don't remember what it was, but I would listen to Jim Rome on sports radio, and on radio they'll have drops where things will become like an inside joke, like things become an inside joke on this show. And for whatever reason, in the mid to late 90s, "Give me back my son" was the thing they would play on this sports radio show, and it was the funniest shit ever. I don't even remember the context, but just hearing someone freak out like that was so
back
funny.
my son. That was a great movie, man. I remember seeing they always play that part in the previews. He's on the phone. "Give me back my son." And was it Gary Busey? No, not Gary Busey. What the hell am I saying?
Nick Nolte?
No. Gary Sinise.
Oh,
Yes.
He
Yes.
played the bad guy in that one.
What is this, Sean?
Oh, that's
Scale
another
it.
one. The cabbage,
I got
the Garbage Pail Kids.
Yeah, I gotta scale this because I want this on screen.
The Garbage
right
Pail
here.
Kids was the shit.
If I could have been, and I've been coming up with an idea for something I want to do that's like this, but if I could have been anybody, like you talk about, your heroes here. If I could have been a Garbage Pail Kid, this would have been, damn it, this would have been my guy here. I cannot grab this thing for the life of me. But I absolutely loved this.
Even down to the boots.
I was
down
not
to the
allowed.
boots with the spikes, man. Look at that.
Yeah.
That was everything I needed to be in my life. Look at that shit. Mean Gene or Joltin' Joe, man, however you roll. I loved this shit. And I mean, that was, to me, that was the 80s. That was, just the stuff I loved. And I've been playing around with some ideas I have for a card set in this vein. There's so many things I want to do now that Nosferu's wrapping up, but this is the art of the 80s. Like the spikes on the boot, the spikes. I mean, this is the shit, man. And I
almost like
go ahead.
Almost like the Mad Magazine kind of art.
Oh,
yes.
I was
man.
As I tell you guys, I was not allowed to look at things like that growing up. I wasn't allowed to collect Garbage Pail Kids. My mother did not let us get into anything she considered filthy. So I would see kids with Garbage Pail Kids at school. I was so jealous.
Yeah, I got it. My mom, what she hated was The Simpsons. She did not like me to watch. She's like, badass little boy. I was like, Mom, you think I'm going to watch that cartoon and start talking to you and my dad?
Eat my shorts, Mom.
Yeah, right, dude.
And then Mom's going to go, homie, Jericho told me to eat his shorts again, homie.
Shit. I'd wake up with my shorts in my mouth. Eat your own fucking shorts. Man, there's no way in the world. But I thought that was funny that my mom would think I would be influenced by some fucking cartoon character and start talking crazy.
You're going to be going
entertainment.
Do the Bartman. Do the Bartman.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I was watching Beverly Hills Cop, in the 5th and 6th grade.
I was too.
So the wheels were off the wagon. Yep. And I mean, I'm telling you what, I've heard so many people say this. One of my absolute child heroes, because we had just moved from Michigan at that point. So we moved from Michigan. Tigers won the World Series, Kirk Gibson's home run, all that stuff. And then, of course, Beverly Hills Cop came out, and we were missing that stuff. Well, I was missing that stuff a little bit, Detroit. And maybe one of the few, but I was definitely missing Detroit and my friends back there. And so Axel Foley was a hero of mine. Mm-hmm. I love those movies. You talk about the denim Batman jacket. One of my dreams in life is to have the Lions jacket from Beverly Hills Cop 2. That
you don't
shit
want a
is
Raiders
awesome.
jacket instead, fool?
Nah, you can get one for free, fool. Nobody wants that shit.
As long as on the back it says El Scorpio is ready.
It's got an extra cocaine pocket in the left breast.
Ready,
Yeah. You got speaking Spanish in the wrong tenses, Chinga!
Hey,
El Chinga! Jimmy Changa! It's like, what the fuck is
that's
this?
like saying when he says, "What's up, pinche?" That would be the English equivalent of saying, "What's up, you fucking," and then not
stopping.
Fucking what? No, that's it. You're a fucking, eh? Call him a fucking.
Yeah.
Double Brewski's back again for 5. Maverick, the film, is an homage to the TV show of the same name, starring James Garner, his title character, from 1957 to 1962. It'd be a fun show. I saw the movie. I remember that I liked it, but I don't remember what it's about. So
James Garner was a shit. When I was a kid, one of the shows my dad I'd watch with him was the Rockford Files.
Right.
He had that. What kind of car was it? It was a Chevy something.
Big American boats. I don't know what it was.
No, it was like a sports car.
Yeah,
it was like a Trans Am or something, like a 70-something Trans Am.
Who am I thinking of? Am I thinking of Columbo? Who had the? I don't remember.
I don't know if Columbo had a car.
Columbo just went everywhere he went everywhere on a skateboard.
Who did?
Columbo.
I'm doing all a kickflip. It's just one more thing.
Just one more thing.
Always, there's always one more thing.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get that though, guys? Think about it. Predator 2 with Columbo. That would have been great. Mr. Predator, just one more thing. You said
one more thing.
Now you said that you blew this guy's. You blew this guy's face off, but you didn't blow that guy's face off. That's very interesting.
Columbo would have his ass
So you're
turning
saying
himself in.
Forgive me, my memory's a little off.
The Predator, since it's the 90s, the Predator goes to court wearing a suit. Johnny Cochran's his lawyer and everything.
It's just here's the thing. Here's the thing I can't wrap my mind
Here's
around.
the thing.
There's not any 8-foot tall people with shoulder-mounted laser cannons besides you. It's like,
Maybe my math is all wrong.
yeah.
It's fucking great.
Real quick, on the super chat, here you go, Bruce. Oh, and
God
he
bless
tells us it was a Pontiac Firebird.
Firebird. I knew it.
Damn.
It was a
Hold on,
70-something Firebird.
I missed
I
a
said
super-
Trans Am. You know what I meant. Something with a fucking bird on it.
Okay, I thought I missed a super chat, but no, we're good. We're good.
Something with a fucking bird on it. And this right here, the scene. Oh yeah, we are talking about Predator too.
Right.
But this scene right here with the reporter, this is the classic action movie. You know, what's the word I'm looking for?
Exposition.
Exposition.
Yeah.
Yes. Give Gillette. You know what's up? You know, it's still fucked up world out here in LA. This is what's on the scene. Police are here. Blah blah blah. And one thing throughout the movie with Bill Paxton is because he wants to be a part of the squad and he keeps showing up. Hey, was it Lieutenant Hannigan?
Yeah,
is Danny Glover's Lieutenant
Harrigan.
There's this guy here. Tell him I'll talk to him in a minute. Hey, Lieutenant, there's this guy here. Tell him I'll talk to him in a minute. So he finally gets it. It's Bill Paxton, and the whole time he's waiting to see Danny Glover, he's fucking talking Maria Conchita Alonso's ear off. Yeah, and this one guy's fucking pert. And then he's telling these bad jokes and shit. These jokes.
No, you gotta hear this. You gotta hear this. Yeah. So she said, I stabbed that son of a bitch 100 times. He never died on me before. God.
Yeah, shit like that. Like, and then shitty jokes that we'd be telling on the playground that following Monday because our parents rented this that weekend. So he finally, and then there's a scene where he said something to her, something like of a sexual nature. And she grabs him by his balls in the other room. They're like, oh, he fucked up. He's talking to her. He's going to pay. And then she grabs him by the balls. And they're like, oh, shit. They're like, go save him. Go save him. So it's that 80s, 90s locker room kind of police station. You know, everybody, they're all brothers and sisters, and they die for each other. But there's a lot of ribbing going on. There's a lot of joshing. There's a lot of shit talking. There's a lot of, you know, what would be deemed sexual harassment nowadays. So she grabs him by the balls and shit and tells him, you pull that.
Would that be considered
that cowboy? Well, it depends on how loose your HR department is. But yeah, grabbing another employee by the balls.
This is 1997, so she can look forward to 20 years from then getting Me Too'd, like in 2017.
Yeah. We got footage of you grabbing a guy's balls. You're gonna get canceled, bitch.
Right.
So she grabs his balls or whatever. And that's showing the mood of the team, that's showing the mood of the police department, that's showing her being a badass. But he always says throughout the movie, hey, whatever this is my specialty. Getting transportation is my specialty. Getting this guy off the crime scene is my specialty. That's what he keeps saying. And so he distracts him because he's that persistent, aggressive reporter that you see always at the crime scenes wanting to get pictures. Hey, Lieutenant, let me get a quote. Fuck you. Is that off the record? Or, that back and forth. Right. And then in some movies, he might end up punching the guy. But yeah, he says, I'm getting ready, running interference is my specialty. So he's getting this guy off their ass so they can go inside the crime scene where the Jamaicans were fucking people up. And then Predator came in and said, well, I'm going to fuck some shit up too. You guys like to hang people from the ceiling and cut them open. That's my thing too. And so they get in there, but they're not supposed to be. Because remember Gary Busey and the Busey Boys, that government, agency with the acronym. We don't know what the fuck they are, but they got clearance and equipment. And so they're not supposed to be there. He already told them nicely. And I'll give it to Gary Busey. He was nice. He was respectful. He said, I understand what you got going here, Lieutenant, but this is our thing. We got to take it. He was real cool with him. He didn't come in as like that government asshole right off the top where this is somebody you're not going to like. He was cool with him. But then Danny Glover, it's 1997 in LA. We only got like 3 rules in the department. So I do what the fuck I want. And so he comes in and I will give it to them. Danny Glover is imposing. He's tall. He's in great shape. There's a scene where he takes his shirt off. He's no Arnie. You don't got those muscles, but great shape. Always sweating. They must have filmed this in the summertime. Always glistening. Everybody's sweaty. because it's just, heat and conflict.
Ugh.
So everybody's sweating and shit, and Busey comes in, but Busey's not so nice this time. Busey and the Busey boys are, damn it, we said this already. And so Danny Glover's like, who the fuck are you? And this guy steps right in his way and he goes, the last person in the world you want to fuck with. And so he, kind of tells them, get the fuck out of here. And so they do, like, okay, cool, whatever. It's cool, let's say. And they leave. But don't forget that feisty little Latino, Ruben Blaze, don't take no for an answer. Anybody with a fucking soul patch under their bottom lip, you got to watch that guy.
What's up with that jewelry he has too? That necklace and stuff.
Fucking 90s, man. It's the
little cap, the little chapeau that he
whoever
has.
this guy was, he killed 20 guys by hand and then got past us. Maybe we should put him on the payroll. One of the all-time great lines in this fucking movie, man. Everybody, guys, the scripts in these, when they sang, the one-liners were great. Last person in the world you want to fuck with. The line, I've heard about you. Like your last partner got shot. You try that cowboy shit with me, you can kiss these. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
That's the shit, man. And then what was it? The line before the naked wrestling hugging scene, I think we'll call it, where he goes, "Hey kid,
nice way to
welcome to the war." Boom.
Yeah,
great.
You told him. That's when he finally got in. He finally got his interview, basically, and he's telling him, all this shit. And he's all, I had to bust my ass. He's all, a lot of you guys come in here and you just want to come in for the glory and all that shit. He's like, no, this is some real shit. And he's like, man, I busted my ass to get here. He's like, I'm not here to fuck around. I'm here to work. And so he tells him, all right, kid. And then he goes to leave and he says, hey, welcome to the war. And it's like, that made me think of like some Vietnam shit, like getting your first day in the jungle, telling you like Forrest Gump, don't do this, don't do that, don't salute me because I'll get shot by a sniper. Like he's basically letting him know this is what the fuck goes down here, man. I don't know what you're used to, but this down here, shit is hot, as you can see by all the sweat on my forehead and these sweat stains. And that's another thing I noticed. People walking down the street had sweat stains on their back, under their arms, like in the background and stuff. They really wanted to drive home.
Going on in Los
Angeles. A lot of biscuits being made. You throw some powder down there, you make some country biscuits between your legs. So they really want to drive home the point that it's hot. It's hot in here. So he's basically telling Ruben Blades, hey, go back up in there and see what you can find out once these assholes leave. And that's exactly what he does, but I think he finds maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, he does.
Willem 03, please don't ever type those words again.
Hot boy summer?
No. It's not sexy. When a woman gets some sweat, that can be sexy. Maybe a little droplet is going down the cleavage or something like that. But
are you telling me you don't like the fine musk of a man?
I don't like anything about men.
Hot fruit?
Fucking disgusting.
What about hot fruit? What about the pig's feet and the hot fruit?
Women, I don't know how you guys do it because men fucking are revolting. But hot boy summer, no thank you.
What about hot conservative Latina summer? Huh?
That's a little different.
It's pretty easy to tell how women do it, guys. Like, listen, there are things that are acceptable amongst women that are not acceptable amongst men, which really true. And I'm saying this with respect to the ladies in the chat, but this shows how being depraved you are. Okay,
if you're not in the chat, lady, fuck you. But these are for the ladies in the chat.
Let me just be real. Depraved you are. If you were to open, and they've been trying to market these for like 100 years. If you were to open a drawer in a man's bedroom and find essentially a device that was imitating a part of a body, if it had been detached, and it was like a casual thing you could get at Brookstone. I mean, when guys see that, they're like, we may have to kill him. He's clearly lost his mind. Yeah, but you can find the opposite amongst the ladies. And I'm telling you, they're into it. That's all there is to it, ladies.
They are.
And that's our job.
Perverts.
The more you know.
Little perverts.
Yeah, let me salute you guys for the across and down.
That's the official Marine Corps salute of the United States.
Yeah, it's true.
You ever do a crossbody salute, dude?
Or go up. You go up and out.
Hit the person next to you.
Whoa.
Do whatever you want.
No, you got to be real careful saluting up, dude.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I meant like a up and over maybe, but yeah, you can't go out. I mean up, but not out.
Like a roll.
But I can do that. But you know.
Yeah, you gotta know, but you gotta salute Jericho with the proper respect. That's why I always double salute.
Like Sir Mix-a-Lot teaches us. You gotta double up.
Yeah. Because in that particular line, he was talking about Playboys, because as we know, silicone parts are made for toys.
That's right.
And then I think the best part of it, he said he likes them real thick and juicy. So I was like, man, that's
like Gary Busey. And then you're like, wait a minute. Wait a second. Sir Mix-a-Lot, no.
No, please. No.
Can you guys, whenever I hear that, here's a PSA. We got to go big for this. Hold on.
We got to go big for this.
I may have said this before. I don't like to repeat myself too much, but this is near and dear to my heart because when I was a younger man, college age, I would go to the bars with my friends and hang out at night. Now I'll stay home and watch YouTube videos and call it an early night usually. But ladies of the world, Sir Mix-a-Lot, one of the great musicians of our era, he wrote the song Baby Got Back. And I'm here to tell you, whoever you are, ladies, that song is not about you. The odds are it is not about you. I know it comes on at the bar. You all start vibrating and clapping and going out to the dance floor. He's not talking about you. I want to be the one to tell you this because I care about you, not to be mean. But most of you, he's not talking about you. There, I said my piece.
You don't want none unless you got buns, son.
Right. Sorry, you gotta be this total ride, as they say. He ain't talking about you.
Well, this is, by the way, where you really gotta love, and I mean love, the late great. Like it is a tragedy that we don't get to see Bill Paxton enjoying his victory lap of all the great films he did at this stage of his career. It is a tragedy. When he walks up to the dude at this club dancing with this girl and he goes, "Hey, man, do you mind? It's my sister." And the guy leaves and he goes, "Oh, you're not my sister." It's just shit.
It worked because she gave him the look, from across the bar, and he's like, "Excuse me," because he went right on. He's like, I'm not letting this cool off for a second. He went right over there and was like, "Hey, man, come on,
Lieutenant,
it's my sister.
Laying pipe is my specialty."
Yeah. Come on, it's my sister. The guy's like, okay, a little family reunion. What might he get between that?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Confusion in the chat. No, John. No, Sir Mix-a-Lot was not on the down low. What I'm saying, you want me to spell it out? You want me to say the ugly thing? I'll say it out loud. Most of you women aren't good. He's not talking about your behind, ladies. Most of you. You don't cut the mustard. I'm sorry. It's just how it is. So no, he wasn't talking about guys. Just saying.
Yeah,
Brandon Clark, thank you very much. $10. Hail Gabe, you legend. Well, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. And you send in the super chat. You're always going to get one of these. Thank you.
Thanks, Fokker.
Back at you, Brandon Clark. You legend.
Thanks a lot, Fokker.
Right.
Thanks for your money.
William, I'm not saying they're fat bitches, William. Jeez. I'm saying part of them isn't fat enough.
Well, and just to clarify, because I don't want anybody speaking for me in these streams. When I'm covering that song karaoke, I'm talking about all of you.
Yeah, when I sing it, when I'm singing it.
Yeah, when I sing it, I'm like, my anaconda don't want none unless you got a pulse, hon. That's kind of sadly.
Are you living?
How I roll.
If you're living, then I'm giving.
That's right.
Oh, real quick. Brandon, I didn't remember who you are, but now seeing your face and you mentioning your brother, I got to bring this up. Brandon's, I won't go into too much detail, brother was not having a good time health-wise, and we got him some ISOM stuff that was really nice that he really enjoyed. I did some art for him and stuff, and I hope he's on the mend, dude. I hope that's all going good, but it's good to see you here.
Definitely.
I saw you on Twitter months ago when this stuff went down, and thanks for finding me over here, dude. I really appreciate it. I hope your brother's doing a lot better, man. So
definitely.
One thing that matters to me in art, I won't be too serious because we are just goofing around here, is to make a difference in people's lives. I love to hear that people get the art, they read it, they feel better, they're happy, they're laughing, they're smiling. So that's what we're always trying to do, dude. So thank you.
Follow up in the chat too. I love seeing that, Brandon. Glad to hear it. We're glad.
Where did I miss something?
No, it just came up, just popped up.
All right. Rehab every day, back up to 40% heart. Let's go. Praise God.
Nice.
Here we go.
Yep. Amen. God bless.
Hey, look at this synopsis predicted game. Hey, thank you. That is so kind of you, dude.
You're
Listen,
so awesome right now.
all glory to God. He teaches me what to do and what to be and to just be. I ain't perfect, guys. I screw it up too, man. But God is merciful, and I got great friends. My buddies here, Jericho and Sean. You know, for those of you coming in late, we'll take another digression on the show filled with digressions. If you're one of the amazing backers of True Justice American Way, all these amazing prints, these amazing comics that are going out now, and these two gentlemen you see before you, the sexy Jericho Green and the dashing Sean Tangetti, they were my rock. They formed together one big rock. They really helped me. Besides my wife and my family here, these two really helped me get through what was the worst thing to ever happen to me professionally. Really, it was. And I'm such a better man for it. I thank God for the problem. I am so looking at it now and getting through it. I'm so glad the awful stuff that went down because it made me have to trust God. And the Indiana Jones thing I talked to you guys about, stepping into the chasm and saying, okay, I trust you, God. This is how it's going to be then. And I'm better than ever. And it's amazing. And the stuff coming out. Sean, Jericho, you saw the thing I sent you today of the unnamed project where people around here on my show.
I can't contain it.
They're pretty
Sean,
calm down. Because I'm fairly certain anyone that watches this show regularly, I'm pretty sure they know what the hell the secret project's going to be about in general.
You think?
I'm pretty sure.
You think that
the clues are all out there, and they're not all just for me. You know, so.
Well, and Jericho was really a rock for Gabe. I took it a step further. I was a rock and also a pipe for that rock. And then Gabe told me, wrong rock, not that type of party. No. But either way, I'm here for you guys.
Now we got to be a rock for you because you're smoking crack.
Right.
Is ready.
Right. No, and it's not your fault, Sean. I know you were really embarrassed. But I had told you I thought Hunter Biden was funny. You thought I was saying that I admired him when I actually abhor him and just think it's funny in a pathetic way, not in a cool way. Simple, dude. Anyone could have made that mistake. So
yeah, man. But you know what it's like? It's like you can't judge somebody until you launder a shit ton of money with them. Do you know what I mean? That's my attitude.
That's how you really.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. 10% for the big guy for sure.
That's right.
Hey. That's not
10% for the fucking big guy.
For the big fucking guy over here.
Yeah.
What do you think this fucking 9%, you fucking mama loop?
What do I look like? A guy that's gonna take fucking 8.5? You prick, yeah.
Your mother took 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 fucking inches for 30 years.
When you look up Jericho's background, you're like, he was born in Jamaica, New Jersey. It's like
very small town. Very small town.
New Jersey Rastafarian. Jericho.
Hey, you fucking show. You know my fucking 3 favorite words over here. Like a bird.
Hey,
dude, you have the go ahead, sorry.
The big guy just wants a taste of your booyah base.
Hey, I bet you's all fucking do.
Like you have the kind of imitation, man, where I guarantee you, being from the Northeast, everyone you meet, if you do the imitation, they fucking love you. They would take no offense. They'd be like, buy this guy from Cali. I don't typically like California, but buy this guy around.
Hey, get him a fucking bee.
Hey, I don't like those fairies from California, but you're all right.
Fucking fruitcakes.
I don't even know.
I feel like he gets me.
There's an SH on the end of that.
Fucking fruitcakes.
Speaking of fruitcakes,
what is this in reference to, guys? Adina Howard was freaky as hell back in the day, as well. I'm gonna be a freak until the dawn.
The dawn. Oh yeah,
I don't know Adina Howard.
She was an R&B singer, and she had a song called "Freak." I'm gonna be a freak. It's a hit.
You know what I have found?
One hit wonder.
Now you boys, we're all in our 40s. We've made the rounds, as they say, with the ladies, probably since high school, if you like me. There's a lot of people who talk a lot of shit about being a freak, and then it's game time.
Yeah, those are the ones who aren't.
And then they're not a freak.
Yeah, it's like people who were in the military who really killed people. They don't go around telling all the stories.
Right.
They're quiet.
Why
They
the
don't.
fuck would you?
They don't like to talk about it. You know. But if you're a real freak, if you have your F card, you don't need to talk about it.
Yeah, I'll tell you this right now, man. Everybody who you know who has been through some traumatic, harsh shit, they don't talk about it. And I always love the Maltese Falcon line when he sees this young gunman and he goes, "The cheaper the crook, the gaudier the patter." I fucking love that line. It's the truth.
Yeah, I don't think, and for me, like if you're a freak, that's like low level.
Yeah.
That's like maybe a little spanky, a little chokey or something like that. Like when you get into like the real crazy shit, no, that's no longer being a freak. That's something else. But you know, freak.
Where's the horse? You know, that kind
Yeah,
of shit.
no. We're talking like misdemeanors, sexual misdemeanors.
Right.
No felonies. That's wild.
What do you always say, Sean? Your safe word is harder.
Yeah, no, I say never pick harder as your safe word. Rookie mistake. Lost a lot of good people that
a lot
way.
of good guys.
A lot of good people.
A lot of good guys and gals. We lost them.
Yeah.
Well, Sean, but you told me, you got to admit this. You told me harder was your second safe word. At first, your safe word was "that's nice," and
No,
that didn't work out either. So
no, my safe words are El Scorpio is ready.
He's ready. And if I don't get
right.
that whole sentence out, don't stop.
Patrick T, are you challenging us, bro? So y'all be a fun hang, but wingmen, not sure. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Listen, there's one thing about guys like us that have been married forever. We have an ease with women because we have no stakes. I'm not trying to pick anyone up. I'm married. I don't give a shit. Like when you're like us, at least for me, and you could just talk to women with like 0.000 worry, like you pick them up by accident because you're just being normal. And the women like mistake it for like, oh, he's not nervous. He's like whatever. So no, we'd be excellent.
You have to jerk it first. If you're not emptying your inventory before you go out to the meat market, it's going to end in tragedy. Because no matter what you think you're going to say, nah, your dick's going to take over. Like, hey, shut up there. And your dick's going to take over.
That's serious.
And you're going to do some stupid shit. So you got to.
I saw that. I saw exactly what you just said, Jericho, on a postcard once.
Yes, absolutely. It did. A bumper sticker even. And I mean, it was
a
terrible
huge
accident.
Bumper sticker. Very big.
It was long, but if you had the time, it was
very small writing. Very small writing.
You had to be close.
I will say this in all seriousness, I am known as one of the greatest wingmen of all time, period. And that started 7th and 8th grade. I could help guys pick up chicks like that. I was the shit. I was like, give me a fucking challenge, man. And I was already dating. It was a piece of cake, man. Piece of cake.
Piece of fucking cake.
Done.
Hey, and who said that about being a fun? Oh yeah, Patrick. I'll get you your super chat dance with Van Damme. But speaking of hang, those of you who come in here late, Friday, July 21st at Basic. It is on 410 10th Street, corner of 10th and J in San Diego. It's like 3 blocks from the convention center. During San Diego Comic-Con, Jericho, myself, and Dean Cain will be doing a live Q&A. It's free to come in. Basic on 10th and J, 410 10th Street. And from 5 to 6 p.m., we'll be doing an hour. Jericho and I will MC, we'll host it, and we'll take some questions from the audience and just have a fun chat with our good friend, Superman himself, Dean Cain. So if you want to hang, if you want to put your theory to the test that we're a fun hang, and you're in San Diego, or you're not in San Diego, you can come down here. We'll see you July 21st.
Yep.
But, and he had one more. Hold on, let me find it. He's been married.
That's right.
That's the past tense there. Sorry about that, friend.
Whoopsie doodle.
So
well, I mean, being that you were married, you don't need a wingman. You know how to talk to women. You're not. There's no mystery in them anymore. You know what's up. You don't need a wingman. Go get him.
Let me get this, and then we'll get right back on that because I want to say something about that. Could you guys imagine trying to date again in your 40s?
Fuck no.
No, I'm done.
It would be a nightmare. I wouldn't do it online. That would just be.
Oh my god! Yeah, right. Because we did it before. It was all texting and all Tinder and all digital and all narcissism. Because the digital age, it empowers narcissism and dating. And I could just see it now. Like you're trying to talk to a girl and she doesn't want to talk to you or whatever. And then it's like, oh, my phone's battery died, or like just those kind of excuses all the time. And it would just be
screw that. And getting one thing online, and then you show up, you got your red carnation in your fucking lapel, and you're showing up somewhere to meet this bitch, and something that's a 180 from what you've been looking at for the past week shows up. Fuck that.
Right.
What a waste of time.
She's one of those ones that looks she looks good from far, but when you get up close, she looks far from good.
And then you might end up getting some vapid fucking leftist, commie wench that you gotta fuck. Oh hell no. Fuck the internet.
There's only one woman for the man that I am today, and if I ever had to meet somebody else, I would definitely create a totally different personality, new license, everything. Wait, what were you guys? You guys were saying something else, I think. But the thing about it is that I always say I pray that I go first, because if my wife goes first, the oh, he's so nice, I want to get to know you, when you're a widower, will go up 1,000, and I hate humans even more. That human is my number one human I like. When she's done, there ain't no fucking point. That's how I see it.
I don't have nothing left. Yeah.
Yeah, don't come near me. I'll be a fucking cunt. There it is. Don't do it.
William says his friend set him up with a deaf girl blind date.
Yeah.
I thought when I first read that she was deaf and blind.
Like, damn, Helen Keller.
That would be,
that'd be cool. She's like, oh, let me feel your face. Yeah, that's my face.
Yeah, never get sick of your jokes.
Yeah.
She hasn't heard that one before. Doesn't matter. You're good.
That would be different. A deaf chick. What if she's hot? Like, man, I'll learn that shit. I'll learn some sign language. Let's go.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of the drawback. I don't know. You'd have to learn sign language, I suppose. Is that hard? I don't know. I've never tried.
No, I don't know. But we give it a shot. But speaking of good-looking women, he spots one across the bar and takes her away in about 2.5 seconds. And then it goes back to the apartment, because remember we dropped off Ruben Blades.
Yeah.
To go up in there and see what's what with the crime scene, since the Busey boys showed up and fucked it all up. So he's going to go back in there, and he goes in there, and there's shell casings and blood every fucking where, all over the walls. And they spotted something the first time they were in there, because when the Busey boys busted in, they were flashing their lights up, and I remember thinking as a kid, well, why didn't they look up there? Like, what the fuck are you guys looking at? But they didn't. They just saw him looking around, and they didn't notice it. And it looked like a spear tip, like 2-pronged spear tip, like they were in a U shape. If you took two middle prongs out of a fork, it was that kind of thing, and it was stuck in a vent. And so it was still there when he got back. So he climbed up there and got it. And he had the whole thing, where he put the miner's flashlight, around his head, so his hands are free. He climbs up this pillar, gets up there, and he pulls it out, and he's looking at it, and he's like spinning it around. You can see it in the flashlight and stuff. And then turns out that Ruben Blades wasn't the only one to show up to the crime scene.
Yeah. And the thing that I always thought was so cool about that thing, and they go into detail about what this thing is that when he fires it and it hits the dude in the head, it goes straight through him. Like, it's like poof on out the other side. That shit gets going. And they show it like go and get lodged somewhere. But I was like, damn.
Yeah, like his weapons, when we were talking about that scene where he's just fucking every weapon he has, he's using it on these fucking Jamaicans. It's going right through their body like they're not even there. Like, he throws a spear at one of them and it just goes right through him into the wall. The net that he throws at him, it like once it sticks in the wall, it like screws down, and so it's pulling the netting tighter, and it's like going through this Jamaican dude's skin. I mean, it's fuck. Those weapons are made for something much tougher than a human body, but that's not stopping him from using them. And so he's fucking these dudes up, and they find the spear tip. He's not alone. Predator's still there. He pulls Ruben Blades up like into the rafters more, I guess. And it's the classic, you can't see anything, but you just hear it. And he's like, no. And he gets a few shots off, and then
he goes, chinga.
He's all pinche, chinga. And that's it for
we gotta speak. By the way, I did look up the actor who plays El Scorpio. He is part Native American, he's part African American, part Japanese, and I forget what the other one was. But my point is, of all the things he was, not one bit of Latin seems to be in there, which would explain a ton, but a famous stunt actor nonetheless. And that's what he was there for the stunts.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of shit. That guy is
Yeah.
very recognizable. You see him, and you start thinking like, yeah, he did get fucked up in that movie.
I think he's second only to the one guy who I believe is Chinese, bald with long hair and the goatee. You know who I'm talking about. That guy's like,
oh yeah.
What is that guy's name? He's in like a million.
I don't even know. Something
Don't-
Lee, I think.
Don't
But-
hear him speak. Like
I
I
don't know.
watched
Yeah,
the
I don't
Big-
want to hear him talk. I don't know. I don't
Oh.
even.
I'm gonna wreck it for you. I saw the Big Trouble in Little China Shout Factory release, and he's the Machete Man, as he was known in that.
Yeah.
You know, the guy with the amazing thing, and he's in Die Hard. He's in all these movies, and he goes, "Yeah, man, like, bro, they like called me for this." He's a total surfer.
Oh,
dude.
dude.
They wanted me to
Fuck
like
your mind up.
fight the fucking predator, bro. I'm like, that
So
guy's
yeah,
so
like they called me
harsh
up,
now.
and they're like, "Can you look pissed off?" And I'm like, "Dude, I'm really high."
No,
Like,
I
it
don't
was
want to
like-
hear that. I don't want to hear him speak. I
Bro,
think
I am
I've seen
so high right now. Are you
Dude.
moving?
Dude, you want me to do a movie called Big What in China, bro? Say it again, dude.
Are we going to
I
China?
want to see
like,
that movie.
Dude,
Big What in China?
Big
dude, am
what
I in
China?
trouble, dude? Am I? Is it? We'd say it's like a Chinese dude in trouble. Say it again, dude. Never mind.
You
Just
know
do
you have
something
to tell
cool.
me if you're a cop.
Yeah, just do something. No, I'm not a cop. I'm an FBI agent.
I am an FBI agent.
Like, dude, just do something cool with this butcher knife, okay?
No.
Yeah, dude, for sure. I'll do it, dude.
Yep.
Is that good? You like that, bro?
Is that cool, dude? Yeah, he does in that movie.
Oh.
In Big Trouble in Little China, dude, he like flips a knife in the air when he catches it. He just goes like cuts the dude all down his body. That motherfucker's cold. But yeah, I don't know his name. I don't want to know his name. I don't need to know his name. Just tell me the Chinese dude with the Fu Manchu
Yeah.
mustache. I know exactly who you're
Yeah,
talking
his name is
what-
Kevin James. No, sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Kevin
Well,
Worthington
it says,
James III.
Give me Big
Yeah.
What in China. Yeah, that would be a good
Dude,
movie.
big what, bro? I'll take it. But like, what is it, dude?
Oscar, that is not a friendship bracelet. That is the nifty little artisan necklace that Ruben Blades was wearing in
Yes.
earlier scenes.
Predator
And it-
made it for him, and he's mad,
Right.
so he fucking ripped it
I
off.
was like,
Threw it on the ground.
I tried to
Danny
talk
boy.
to someone else. You said you were my best friend.
You lied to me, Ruben Blades.
Wait a minute. The Predator's Scooby Doo now.
Yeah.
No, not really. No,
Oh, so you were with your whore, Harrigan?
Okay.
yeah. Oh, you were friends.
Oh,
Fucking
my
Predator.
God.
Predator's a dick. So yeah, he
He's a
kills Ruben
dick.
Blades, but I guess he saw him earlier. He was armed because he didn't have his gun out. He was like had his flashlight. He was looking for shit.
No, he
I
pulled
guess
his
once
gun
it come
out
back
as
and
he
all
was
his-
getting pulled up.
Well,
That's
can
what
you-
happened.
Can you blame him?
No,
you
but
blame
let's,
Ruben Blades?
let's hear about
What a good time to
before
pull
he
your
pulled his
gun.
gun out. And I'm not trying to, say anything about the police in relationship to the Predator, but in a sense, he should have waited to hear his story. As a member of law enforcement, when the giant alien grabbed him by the leg
Hear
and
me
pulled him
out.
up, he could have had a good reason. He could have had a good reason.
I'm lonely up here. I want somebody to talk to.
Let's
It
hear
was
what he
weird.
has to say. Guns away. Fucking.
The weird thing is, in the extended version of this movie, the Predator didn't actually like gut Ruben Blades. He restrained him.
Yes.
He like put his knee on his neck and like just like restrained him for like 8 minutes.
8 minutes and 46 seconds.
Oh my lord. Yeah.
And
That
yeah,
is fucked
so
up.
no, the Predator he has good lawyers though, so they
The
can't get
best.
nothing to
He'll
stick
walk.
to him.
He'll walk. Dude.
Oh no, he walked because I was actually on his team. And what happened is the Predator came in there. Now imagine he's from out of town, first of all. So he doesn't
Right.
know our ways.
Mm.
And so he goes around and he's kind of like trying to figure out what everything is in the room. And he finds this giant pile of powder and he's like, what is this stuff? And of course, within minutes, he's fucked up.
Well, it's the smell that gets you of the coke.
It's the smell, that's-
Like,
He rubs it on his gums. He's like, well, this tastes like horse shit on fire. I guess this is.
He's-
He goes, this is
Look at
sugar.
Those little jaw things just
takes his
flapping.
takes his t-shirt, puts it over his head.
Can you imagine those mandibles? Gabe just got me with those mandibles. On cocaine.
Just going.
They're just vibrating. TV for my bunghole. Hey, whoa, who the fuck gave the Predator the coke? It's not what he needed. He's enough as it. He's a handful as it is. You get this thing all coked out of his fucking alien mind. Fuck. Never come down. So, yeah, they find out that old Ruben
Wait a
Blades
second,
got
how'd you guys
fucked
get
up.
my file?
Yeah, Sean. We're not really here.
That
to
wasn't
review
supposed
this
to be in
movie.
there.
We're not here for this movie. We're here. This is an intervention. Jericho and I wanted to talk to you
Yeah,
about some of your
man.
behavior.
First of all, what we want to start with saying we love you. That's number one.
Right.
And
we love you and we believe in you. And we're here.
And we each brought a letter that we want to read to you if you don't.
Right.
Yeah, Jericho will pick his out. You're fucked up, Sean.
Yeah. Get your shit together, man. What the fuck? The end. Sincerely, Jericho Green. So this is obviously fucking Harrigan's Danny Glover's profile. Of course, you've seen throughout the movie. Excessive force, check. Excessive compulsive, check. And so Ruben Blades gets fucked up, and so they think that he had something to do with it. So of course, you just read it: obsessive compulsive, excessive physical, and all that shit. So he sees him going down the steps, and he's like up a couple floors, and he fucking beelines for him, runs down the steps, and just like spins him around and slams him up against the wall. And he's like, "What the fuck, man? You know, you killed my homeboy." And it's still Gary Busey, to his credit, he's still being cool. He's like, "Hey, man, we don't have shit to do with that. You need to calm your ass down." And even after he lets him go, and he goes in his face like that. I don't know if it's like a fucking, you know, I'll slap the shit out of you. But even after that, he says, "What do you want?" You know, his boys are like, the Busey boys are like, "What do you want us to do?" He's like, "Nah, fucking let him go." You know, he understands him because Gary. I don't know if you guys know anything about Gary Busey, but he got a little crazy in him too. He has a little excessive compulsive in him too.
About? Completely.
You'll see. You'll see.
Has it in the chat, man.
Yeah, there's going to be a scene where
to help him with Mr. Joshua. This is a reunion, and I didn't even think about it. Mr. Joshua and Murtaugh are in this shot.
Yeah,
it's great.
And not so much, and even still, I think in that vein of being a father, like Gabe was saying, you know, one of his family members, one of his family was just taken away, and this guy's has something to do with it. And he's down to, you know, I'm sure if Gary Busey said, "Fine, back alley with pocket knives," fucking Danny Glover would be like, "Let's go. That was my boy.
Yep.
That was his right hand man." So he's all pissed off. But even after that, you know, he lets him go, and he tells the guys, "Nah, let him go," because he understands it.
Yeah.
He understands him. He knows that he's pissed. He knows that the emotions are still raw as fuck. So it's cool. So even still, I don't dislike Gary Busey as a character. I still don't dislike him because he was cool in the beginning. Hey man, I understand what you got going on, but you know, we're bigger fish. I understand. He's cool. He's cool about this shit. He was a little more pissed when they caught him on the crime scene, but hey, motherfucker, we talked about this. You know, we're adults here. I'm not going to coddle you. And then here he puts hands on him, but still he's like, "Yeah, let him go." He's a little upset. So Gary's a good guy, I think, so far.
Yep.
Right. So the violence is increasing in town, and that show by Morton Downey Jr. called Hardcore. I love it. The hard score card, and they're saying how many are dead in this, you know, murder wave. That they don't know there's an alien yet, but you know, there's
5 assorted drug trash. See, we wouldn't call him a street pharmacist or some bullshit like that, some sugar coated PC shit. You know what I mean? Like now that's what they would call him, but back then, fucking you're drug trash. You're selling poison to your community. You're a piece of shit. And we all agreed with that. And we all agreed that cops as a whole were good. Cops were good. Yep. Drug dealers were bad. Yes. But now, depends. Now, you know, well, it wasn't his fault. And systemic racism, people of color, all that bullshit. But they take it to it, and there's always somebody who knows, somebody who is an expert in what they need them to know for this movie to move along. And in this instance, it's some like mineral expert or, you know, metals and shit. So she knows all the mineral compounds in the world in the computer. And she's like, "Hey, you know, there's nothing like this in the world. This has no compounds that I'm familiar with. You know, shit's like
compounds don't appear on any of the periodic table. Like it's the greatest shit.
Yeah, like this shit's, you know, under the planet."
This is a recursive anomic analysis of sample 379.02 XR6.
Basically, guys, it's not from this planet. Somewhere else.
The origin is extraterrestrial.
Suspicious origins.
I put the substance in the mass spectrometer.
It gave me the results that this spirit tip is from somewhere else, not on this planet. It's real suspicious.
Suspicious and super scientific.
So scientifically suspicious.
It sounds like something for a kid's cereal, like magically delicious, scientifically suspicious.
It satiates my scientific suspicions. Stupendous. Guys are cool.
Oh God.
Recursive atomic analysis sample.
There you have it.
Very wordy.
It's fun, Shanth and I, we both write. Obviously, we write the comics that we draw and all that, and it is fun to write made-up scientific jargon. There's a bit of that in my stuff, and it is fun to write nonsense like that.
Well, they did it well. All of it's unknown, and it's light. That's another thing she said, and it's light as a feather. It's light, almost weightless. And that was another. That was another clip that was in the previews that they would show.
Yep.
And this was another one of those. Come in on Tuesdays and get a free Predator Taco Bell meal. Like this was attached. I think it might have been Taco Bell, but it was attached to like a fast food joint. You get the commemorative cup and all that shit. Big push behind this movie. Big.
I saw the weirdest tie-in merchandise. Someone tweeted it the other day. It was a real thing from 2013, the Superman movie with Henry Cavill, the first one, Man of Steel.
Man of Steel.
At Kentucky Fried Chicken with like a family meal, you could get a Superman emblazoned umbrella.
Boom.
What in the world are you going to do with this thing?
Weird. You're going to stay dry, but what a weird Kentucky Fried Chicken Superman umbrella.
When I think Kentucky Fried Chicken and Superman, I think umbrella instantly.
Well, to be fair, this was one of my first jobs in advertising and marketing, and I was excited. I was enthusiastic. Always been into umbrellas, like since I was a kid. Yeah, and it was it didn't go well.
That sounds like something Biden would say. Yeah, it was a Superman Kentucky Fried Chicken umbrella. What?
It makes perfect sense.
Why did I think of that? Wow. You know
that
wasn't
that
too
like
far from
that.
the
You
truth.
see something stupid like that, and you got to get that secondhand embarrassment.
Yes.
The movie that did it to me, and I don't think I could ever finish watching it, was Borat.
Yes.
I was watching Borat, and he was singing the national anthem at like a rodeo. And he was talking about how America will have the blood of our enemies' children. And I just had to turn it off. I could not watch it anymore. It was just too much.
I've seen what did I watch? I just have this thing for bad movies or bad TV shows, just bad entertainment. And right now my latest kick is Equalizer with Queen Latifah. It's like on CBS or something, but it's on the HBO app or some shit on Amazon. So they are on Amazon Prime. So they have all the episodes, and it is so bad that sometimes I have to turn it off. It's too much of a good thing. Like I like the bad script, and she has the voice like Christian Bale did in Batman. It is because she's supposed to be this ex-CIA badass, but she's like a 50-some-year-old single mom who lives with her daughter and her lesbian aunt. It is fucking awful. And
they were trying to make it believable.
They missed the mark. That blind deaf girl that we talked about earlier, the guy went on the date with, she was aiming. That's how bad they missed the mark on this. And it starts out with like this. The music is like kind of upbeat. It's in the morning. They're coming down for breakfast. The aunt, she's prepared scrambled eggs and bacon and fresh fruit, and orange juice, and all this shit. And it's like, good morning. Hey, good morning, Mom. What are you going to do today? Well, I'm going to go help some kids at the community center after school. What are you going to do, Auntie so-and-so? I'm going to go down and teach some art to some inner city kids of color.
I'm going to the Women's March.
Fucking horrible. And then it has the dude, what's his name? Fuck, man. Like some 80s TV show or something. He was like the nerdy best friend. But he's the tech guy who can get into anything in 12 seconds. Oh, man, it's behind a firewall in the NSA. All right, I'm in there. What do you
I
need?
just need a few megabytes and a brand new
It
flight.
is, but he is such a unique pussy. The other, it's her and then her partner, who is this Asian girl that they were. She's like a Navy SEAL sniper or some shit. So she's dating this tech guy, and everything he says is, well, women are the most intelligent people in the world. Well, the first was by a woman. He's just this fucking neutered pussy, and everything is men are stupid and women they're super strong, and women. It is, like I said. Sometimes I have to turn it off because it's just so cringe.
Here's the music when she's coming down the stairs in the morning with a skip in her step. What I want.
What a great song, by the way. But it's this upbeat, like, almost like the stream music, like boom, 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 boom. Like she comes down the stairs, boom, 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 boom. Good morning. Oh my God. Well, I'm gonna find a clip. I'm gonna send it to you guys after the show. It is just.
I've never seen it. I can't say much. So a good friend of mine is the showrunner for that. Literally, I'm not making that up. So out of professional courtesy, I will say nothing. But
that's fine. I'll do it.
No, you guys say whatever you want. Free speech. But I say no.
It's a
friend
tough
of mine. But I will say this: I love the Denzel Equalizer movies. I love those.
Yeah, those are great. I like the first one better than the second one. I think there's a third one.
There's a third one coming, I think. Yeah.
But yeah, the first one was great. The TV show back in the day with the British dude.
Right.
That was awesome. Had the car, had the gun, had the full-length coat. That shit was awesome. I love that.
It's
TV
a weird show that's kind of puppy and kind of in this vein of like action-y stuff. And there's a show like from the late 50s or the early 60s starring Charles Bronson, Death Wish himself, called Man with a Camera. And he's like a freelance photographer, and he always finds himself in the middle of some deadly, dangerous thing in the city. And he's super young. He looks like he's in his 20s or early 30s. But I found it on Amazon Prime, and they're short. They're like 25-minute long episodes. I don't know. It's kind of fun to watch a couple of those. But Patrick C, no, we were not talking about the new Indiana Jones movie.
No, but
there is no new Indiana Jones movie.
No, we talked about the last one last week.
Yeah, that was it.
That was the last.
So wait,
as far as I know, there's only 3.
When you say there's no Indiana Jones movie, are you saying that in terms of its box office, which is to say it's non-existent, or
both?
Saying figuratively.
But I looked it up. It said $300 million. What? How do you spend $300 million on a movie?
It's not going to store itself, dude.
No, it's worse. It's worse, man. It is turning into a everybody gets a cut cronyism industry on so many levels. There's people getting money who do absolutely nothing. And there's no reason for these things to be this expensive. Again, we talked about Predator 2 with some of the best, creature effects that you're going to see. Huge set pieces, practical effects, $35 million. It would be $75 million today. You do not need excessive special effects for an Indiana Jones movie. You do not.
Yeah, most of it is going to be fucking CGI.
Yep.
All that shit, because he's old as fuck. He ain't doing no stunts.
Yep.
It's going to be all CGI. So where does $300 million? Is it that expensive to get some guys together to do CGI shit on a movie?
Maybe it's like money laundering or something, dude. Maybe
that's just insane. For a $300 million movie that's mostly CGI, and CGI has been around for so long. How is it so damn expensive? CGI has been around for 15, 18 years.
Well, if you know anything about computers, you would know that the systems used to make computer-generated images are quite complex, increasing the financial burden on the filmmakers.
But 300, what? Harrison Ford,
you're lucky it was only 300
20 million.
That's 20 million. He's the only, who else is a big star like him? Nobody. It's Indiana Jones. It's nobody else. Yep. No one else is going to command that kind of money.
Salah got 40 million.
Yes.
He's getting double what Indy gets. Bad
Dude.
dates.
Yeah, that was and this
Indy.
is the other aspect. I love this movie.
They paid Sean Connery's ghost 60 million.
I'm going to get my cut of the money.
Yeah. They I love this movie. I'm so glad it happened because it is the movie that has absolutely destroyed Hollywood. Like, this is glorious. This has been one of the finest months to watch assholes get their comeuppance. Whether it's the Flash movie, any of this shit, I am fucking dying. It's like watching Ali do the rope-a-dope and somebody punching themselves out and just know that counter's coming. That's what I've been watching. Just fucking wasted energy.
Double Brewski points out 200 million of the budget was to CGI. This is a hard one. Phoebe Waller-Bridge's face to look less horse-like.
That's where the bulk. That was the bulk of the budget.
She has that Habsburg. Do you know what the Habsburg jaw is? The inbreed, Habsburg family from like the 1500s or whatever. If you look up Habsburg jaw, and you'll see Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I'm not even kidding, dude. She looks just like it. If you could find a photo of that Habsburg prince or king or whatever, it's a famous painting, and brutal looking. From
man, yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
like that protruding lower jaw.
God, what a nightmare.
Mousy makes it more succinct. Fugly.
Yeah, but someone's taking that home. Someone's getting down on one knee someday saying, "Girl, will you be mine? You and your jaw."
Yep.
You and your fucking jaw.
I like a woman with a strong jaw.
I like a woman with a strong jaw and protruding chin, if possible. Gets the blood flowing downstairs.
And a prodigious nose.
Please. Yes. The more animals, the better. You look like
me.
You look like your parents were related. That makes my dick hard.
That family tree is a straight line.
Yeah. Ooh, no branches. Tell me more.
Oh man, she is a charisma black hole. That's it. Like, again, we cut to the 90s, man, and this isn't even the 80s. This is like the kind of what's it called? The aftershock of the 80s. We had a little bit into the 90s, you know, before Jingle All the Way and things like that came along.
Jamie.
And you've got these characters. You got Paxton and Glover acting off of each other. That's what we had, man.
I got a statement here. As great as these two are in it, what is the deal with that hat? That hat is not.
He pulled that hat, and he didn't wear it the whole movie.
He doesn't wear that hat correctly. It doesn't look right on him at all.
But maybe it's like a respect for King Willie thing. Paxton has a damn fedora.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Willie will see you now.
And again, glistening. Everybody's oily and sweaty.
Yeah.
And then King Willie, man, come in here and talk to the man. And actually, the guy who plays King Willie, he was in I think he was in one. He might have been one or two, but Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier movie called Uptown Saturday Night. Oh no, Let's Do It Again. That's what it was. Let's Do It Again. No,
I never saw
it was
that
Uptown
movie.
Saturday Night. My bad.
Oh.
Uptown Saturday Night was about these guys who like robbed these two. Sidney Poitier and Bill Cosby are best friends, and they took some kind of money that they were supposed to put down on a house or something. And they went to gamble it, and then the casino got robbed. And this guy was the head robber, and he said, "Never have so many never have so many." Damn it, can't remember it. Never have so few gave so much to so many, or some shit like that. He had this slick line that he said as he was leaving. And so now they have to get the money back. Oh, I think it's supposed to go to the church or some shit like that. And so now the whole movie's about them getting the money back and all their capers. But this guy was the main bad guy.
And we got him right here. No killing what can't be killed.
What can be killed, man. You can't kill what can be killed, man.
Is this the quote from Silky Slim Never will so few owe so much to so many.
So many. Yeah, that's right.
Boom.
That's right.
Go.
Silky Slim. He was the fucking main bad guy. He was in there robbing him. That's what he said. He was like backing out of the door, with his pistol.
What was the movie called? Uptown Saturday Night?
Uptown Saturday Night. It's a good movie, man. It's like I said, Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier. It's funny.
My favorite Bill Cosby movie is does this drink taste funny? A lot of people
I don't know if that's a movie. That might just be a saying.
Oh.
I don't know if it's a whole movie.
It's a lifestyle choice.
It's from the 70s, but this is like, back. We used to watch it when I was a kid before we knew, what was going down. But it is a good movie. It's a good, wholesome family movie about them trying to get the money back for the church.
Yep.
And there's like all these different, like Flip Wilson and all these other actors and shit are in it. It's a good movie. And then the sequel was Let's Do It Again. And that has J.J. Walker in it and all this shit. And it takes place.
Is that the guy Dynamite? Is that J.J. Walker?
Yeah, that's J.J. Walker.
Dynamite, yeah.
But he plays this boxer named Bootsy Farnsworth who can't beat his way out of a wet paper bag. And then this guy hypnotizes him and turns him into a fucking animal. It's hella funny.
That's funny as hell.
I don't know, man. I've been talking to some millennials and some Gen Zers. There were no black people before 2016. So sorry.
Right.
So actually, what you just said was bullshit because there were no black people before Trump got in office because he's fucking racist. Yep. So
I always wondered how the thing with Obama worked, where he's like our black president, but he's literally half white.
No, you can't. That 50% white DNA that gets in the way of their point and their agenda. You can't just forget it. Just like the whole.
His dad isn't even all black. His dad is also Indonesian or something, right? Right? Isn't
no.
he Kenyan and Indonesian?
No. His dad is Kenyan. His half sister is half Indonesian, half Kenyan, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think his dad was dipping his Kenyan wick.
My point is this: is that just because we elected
Indonesia,
just because we elected a mixed race. I don't know if you know anything about what true racism fears, but we elected a mixed race man whose name was Osama bin Laden Hussein.
Like that, yeah.
Doesn't mean racism is over. I loved that. I loved the inability to deal with the fact that we couldn't hold on to any of that shit. So I go back and I watch these movies, and the joke in our household now when we're watching anything is, isn't that fucking weird? Because there were no people, quote, people of color in the 80s. That shit didn't happen till later. Isn't it funny that there were, like, we were watching all of these fucking old television shows we watched as kids. This shit didn't dawn on us.
Not at all.
This crew in this movie is a Los Angeles crew on the police force at this time. We didn't think shit about it, They've got this fucking, dynamic.
The point that you made about Obama, just to be sure they did it again. They elected him twice.
Yep.
So, that is weird. I don't know. Whatever. It's just, facts.
I want to elect this guy, is what I'm saying, right? One, and he's royalty. He's a king. And two, he is also, I don't know how it works in his culture, he's a prince as well, because he's a prince of powder, a country that I haven't heard of.
King
think
Willie, Prince of Powder, Archduke of Heroin.
Yes, exactly. Archduke of Blow.
I'm the Duchy of Speed.
The Dutch of Fentanyl. I don't think, dude, how badass would America be if King Willie was the fucking president?
That's right. Cardinal of Hoppers.
What you say, man? I want to do what in the schools, man, in the library? What
no, dude.
Boy?
He's got
King Willie. I've got a good proposal for your Department of Education. You want to hear it?
Go ahead, lay it on me, man.
Well, what if a bunch of people, I won't say of what sexuality, wanted to read books to kids? Would you be for that? I think it'd be educational.
What are they wearing, man? What do they look like, man?
Whatever the fuck they want to wear.
Hell no, man. I take this machete I got right here and I put it to work.
Oh, so you're not a fan of this?
I think the kids should be learning about the books and the history about America, not a freak in front of them wearing the wig and the makeup, acting like a fucking weirdo.
No, I got it. Look,
they're not going to be.
That's not King Willie, guys. That's not King Willie. It would be about the one who's doing all the twerking. You know, it's like so.
the
Yeah,
Twitter.
you see, the China sit down at the table with him. You can't see the eyes of the demon until him come calling. This
That
is
was-
dread, man.
that was-
Truly dread.
We have the whole world on notice. Are you kidding me?
Yep,
Let him do that shit, get in a
fucking bring
in front of a microphone and fucking say that. The whole
Mhm.
world would be on fucking notice.
Got a full kid
They
free.
say you want talk to me. What the fuck was that?
Dude, go to the G7 and say that shit, huh?
Yeah.
You want to talk to me? No. What you say, boy?
Ah,
Never
yeah.
mind. Never mind. Never mind, sir, king, prince.
The interpreter is like,
sir.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying.
I don't know what he's saying. Just don't ask him for shit.
Great effects there, man. We got to go to those effects. The Predator jumps down from the from one of the
from
rooftops into the
fucking way up
alley into
there.
the water, and you see these invisible feet and electricity when it interferes with the water. Go,
Mhm.
oh, so good.
That shit is great, man. And King Willie, to his credit, man, he ain't scared of shit.
Mhm.
He squares up because he's on that spiritual shit. You saw what his henchmen did, doing that voodoo ritual and fucking homeboy up hanging him from the ceiling. So he's really about that shit. If his foot soldiers are like that, imagine what he's like. So he's with the shit, man. He's all about that spiritual world. He's like, let's go. And he pulls his sword out, dude, and he does his best. And I think the Predator has, even, in the first one, he has respect for the guys who square off with him. They certain level, there's honor. Like I mentioned before, there's a level of honor to this. The way they treat the way he treats people. Was it I think it was the last one. He took his weapons off. He took off that shoulder plasma cannon and shit and fought Arnie, because all Arnie had was like, a knife and a stick. So he's like, I'll come down to your level.
I remember on the Criterion Blu-ray of the original Predator, when he takes all that stuff off to like, I'm going to meet you mano a mano with Arnold. He starts taking off the armor and the helmet and all that. He had some weird alien lingerie underneath. And they filmed it, and then they're like, people won't get it. So then they got rid of it.
And I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
I'm glad they did.
So,
And there's also
yeah, go ahead.
If there's a DVD cut, there's a Blu-ray cut, and that scene you're talking about with the lingerie, he's like, "Happy birthday, Mr. Predator." They're like, that's not gonna work.
Right.
Get that.
Yeah. Well, he confused people because then him and Arnold, like, they started like making eye contact and where's this going, and so
they knew where it went.
Yeah, and then they just banged in the mud. But the thing is, to bear in mind,
like two pigs running in the mud.
Yeah, I know. The Predator was like, wee! And then it's like power bottom. But the thing about it is that when you watch this, I'm coke, clickety clack, clickety clack. But he says to him, he goes, the thing that's killing your people mind is from the other side. And then he looks at the invisible Predator, and in the water, you can see his reflection, which I thought was just a badass special effect at the time. It was someone was saying this too, like special effects are not a technology. They're an actual effect. Like it's how it hits the audience. That's when it's a special effect. And I feel like we see a lot of CGI shit that is like there's nothing to it. It's just, this background is nonsense, but it's not like it amazes you. You're not in awe.
Yeah, it's not a special effect anymore. It's not even an effect. We need I think we just need to call it CGI from now on, because it's not special. It has no effect. This is 91. This is the same time as T2. Imagine the first time, or remember the first time you saw T2 when that 18-wheeler, he drives it off the bridge and it's on fire and he fucking walks out of it. And he's liquid metal. Like, what the? I remember my brother. I wasn't old enough to go, but my brother went and saw it with his best friend OJ, and they came back.
Wait a minute. Now you're burying the lead here. Are we talking about?
No,
were they in a Bronco?
No,
Sorry,
they weren't. They weren't old enough to drive. They were only 15.
This guy played tailback for USC and the Buffalo
he was
Bills.
15. This wasn't the famous. This wasn't the good OJ.
The juice is loose.
The juice.
Extra pulp.
Yeah. he when they came back, I was almost like looking out the window, waiting for my mom to pull up in the driveway so I could ask them what happened, because I was seeing these previews too, and this is another T2 was another get a large Pepsi. Like this shit was everywhere.
Get a Predator umbrella with your bucket of popcorn.
Yeah, I've been wanting to see this too. So I was waiting for them to come back and tell me, how cool it was to see all those special effects. So that was back when they were indeed special effects. Now it's just normal. Everything's fucking CGI. It's ridiculous. But this right here, like those little nuances, like you mentioned, seeing his reflection in the puddle, like we were fine-tuned to that stuff because it was so special. But now, so whatevs. Everybody's wearing a tight green suit.
Puts you to sleep, that stuff now.
Because everything's CGI.
How many movies are they gonna have an army of 10,000 versus 10,000 run at each other, and it's all just CGI nonsense?
Yeah, and when they do almost like a flyover, when they're all clashing.
Or one side will fire the arrows, and the camera will pan with the arrows, and then
that.
Come on, care. I don't care anymore. Stop.
So fucking stupid. But this is when it was good. This is when it was new and fresh, and it did have an effect. And it's cool because he kind of walks up to King Willie, and they they clash, and then cut to it's zooming out from a frightened expression on King Willie's face. But the only thing is his face isn't attached to his body anymore, and it's Predator holding his head and walking away with his head in his hand. I was like, oh shit.
I did not want to fucking believe this was real. This is the KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken was the company. Man,
and you can see it.
Oh, wait.
You see the prominent KFC logo right there.
We've got the explanation here. Why is this so weird? Look at the web address under In Cinemas June 13. Look at the detail on that web address.
Yes.
Asia.
That makes sense that it's in Asia.
Damn right.
Even if it wasn't attached to KFC, who the fuck wants a Superman umbrella?
Well, it's not like Asians do. Clearly Asians.
It's not like it's like clips from the old cartoons from the 30s and shit, like a cool, kind of thing. It's like a new recent fucking.
How the
Superman?
fuck though, Jericho? This is a lot of bullshit coming from you, man. How the fuck do you keep your chicken dry? It's like keep your powder dry, keep your chicken dry.
Keep your fucking chicken
I have my
dry.
Man of Steel umbrella and my fucking chicken, Jericho. That's how I roll.
KFC and Superman. It's prominently displayed on that It's not little tiny in the corner. It's
you know that I said that secondhand embarrassment where you just see someone. Bill Burr has a great term for that, great phrase. He calls it the douche chills. He's like, oh, this umbrella gives me the douche chills. I want to see somebody walking like you're, when you're like a baby Huey, like in middle school, some kids, they don't know any better and they're dressing all stupid. And, we all do that. I could see some like really dorky kid, like going into 9th grade with this umbrella at school. Hey guys, do you like my new umbrella I got? I got it with the Colonel's Crispy Meal. It came with 2 biscuits, 2 sides, small gravy. I even got green beans. It was delicious.
And not only is it fucking weird and dorky, but at this point it would be so old. Like this is what fucking 10 years ago. Literally just was like 10 years ago, 10 years and 2 weeks ago. That would be so fucked up.
Do you think the Man of Steel loves fried chicken like I do?
Yeah, he has the body to show that he loves fucking fried chicken.
He's just putting away those biscuits with that body.
Listen, guys, I know you didn't know me when I was younger, but this is starting to hurt my feelings. Can we please move on?
Oh.
I was a kid coming up with the umbrella and the KFC original recipe. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. This is my dream.
Haters. That's why you're going to have wet chicken, bitch.
Although they do have an action sequence in one of my favorite places in a movie coming up soon we got to get to. Speaking of meats.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Morton Downey.
Yeah, he's a great little thing in this. He serves as exposition and then flavor. He's kind of like the ugly soul of this ugly city, He fits this ugly ass LA perfectly, with this crass, ugly cynicism.
But he wants, he's on the people's side. He wants his shit to be done with. He's reporting to the people, let him know the carnage on the street. He wants the shit to stop too.
Yep.
Thanks, Tony.
There it is. And then he talks about losing him in the slaughterhouse district, I think it was.
Yeah, and this kid's
or
is called a
something.
payphone, where everybody had to use it. It was a public phone. I know.
Right. Those are the days, man. Using a payphone, jeez.
And if somebody was on it and you really need to use it, you just had to wait. See,
Right.
waiting, kids, is when you just had to sit there and do nothing till it was your turn. I know.
What? You mean I couldn't have whatever I wanted all the time?
Oh, fuck. I couldn't just Uber at? No, you had to wait your turn.
Wait a minute. Okay, so we're all in our 40s now. Do you guys do DoorDash and Uber Eats on that? Because I cannot justify the fee on that.
No.
That's insane. And
We'll just go get it.
I don't want some kid picking up my combo meal, bringing it to me 20 minutes later all cold. Probably ate some of the fries.
Yeah. His little filthy fucking hands were touching it. And who knows the condition of his car?
Ugh.
Probably some filthy ass car with dog hair everywhere. Get the fuck
Can't
out
be
of here.
done.
No way.
Dodge Dart.
No,
Can't be
cool.
done.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'll go
there's
get
no,
it.
I mean, all this shit. I mean, all the folks who love the gig economy and, supported this absolute financial insanity we're in, killed the earning potential of that job. Like, it's like so many jobs have been affected by there's like no profit possible. It's going to be so expensive.
And in California, they got what is it? They took away their ability to be like private contractors. Now
that was here. One of our state congresswomen, Lorena Gonzalez, I think she's married to Nathan Fletcher. San Diego. This is all San Diego news. Let me take over here. San Diego City Councilman Nathan Fletcher, he's going to step down because of some Me Too stuff with some females there. But his wife, Lorena Gonzalez, I believe, she proposed AB 5. It's Assembly Bill 5, basically saying you can't freelance in California.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking disaster, and they had to pull it back, and she wouldn't admit she was wrong. And it was like, you couldn't like do what I do, like work in comics as a freelancer. No, Warner Brothers DC has to hire you as a full-time employee. Uber has to hire you as a full-time employee and all this stuff.
Insurance and all this
Horrible.
shit. Yeah, it took, and that was the appeal of doing that, of being freelance, especially with those gig jobs where, I want to pick up some extra money. I'll turn on my fucking Uber Lite or whatever, I'll go and do it for a while and then stop when I want. But if that were to pass, then it's like, no, now you have to work a certain amount of hours. You got to get workman's comp. You got to get fucking insurance. They basically just intruded on that business instead of just letting people have the freedom to do what the fuck they want when they want.
Now,
I'll
do
work
you guys
now.
want
I'll
to
stop
guess
when I want.
Lorena Gonzalez is no longer a state congresswoman, and she is now affiliated with the unions here in California and high-ranking with them. Do you want to guess if that's true or not? I'll leave it up to you.
They always fail up, man. They always fail up.
Yeah, because that was the whole thing. It was transparent, like, oh, the unions paid her money to push this bill that would make all these new union members.
Yeah.
So they could collect their stupid union dues and not help the union members. It's always a fucking grift. But anyway, let's have some.
They're predators. All right, so back to Predator.
They're predators too.
Yeah. So you got this kid who really was disappointed with how his fate wrapped up in this movie. But you can't have everything you want in a film. But he's going around making one of the worst kids imitating the sound of a gun I've ever heard. And for that alone, that should be. He's like, like if you met a kid like that on the playground.
No way.
Yeah. It's like not being able to spit watermelon seeds. You ever see those fuckers? You're eating watermelon and they can't.
No, we don't see them anymore. They died off.
That's right.
Fucking
we had these two kids up the street come down. They were Indian and South Asian Indian, and they were trying to spit watermelon seeds. They couldn't do it, and we were like, how the fuck can't you spit watermelon seeds? And they actually looked at us and said, well, we're Indian. And I went, motherfucker, look at me.
Yeah, your mouth
I
don't
will
work,
fucking
right?
slap you.
Oh, my son, he always
man.
Goes, that's what my son does.
Yeah.
Every kid knows how
That's
to
how you do it like
sound.
an American. You go.
I was a snob about that when I was like 8 or 9. I figured how to go. That was
That's
my
the one, yeah, man.
And I hated it. The other kids that did do, they couldn't do it right.
Do it.
And
Yeah.
I'd be like,
gotta do it.
That's not how a fake machine
Like,
gun
what the
sounds.
fuck's wrong with you? But this kid, he was all fucked up. I almost was rooting for the Predator.
Right.
But
I
the
was
Predator
rooting for the
realizes, he's like, oh, he's a little tiny. And, I don't see any heat signature on that gun. So,
Right.
let
And
this little
again,
fucker
it was
live.
weird on the Blu-ray, the extended version. The Predator's in the tree looking down at this kid, and the Predator has like books, and he's like, hey, kid, I want to read you some books. about I want to read to you about your changing body.
I'm not a predator. I'm a kitten. Meow.
My body's changing too. Want to feel it? Fucking
No.
I'm glad they took that scene out. It was weird.
Thank God.
I saw one. I saw a Blu-ray extra from another country, and he was up in the tree, and he just took a shit on that kid from the tree.
Yeah.
He's like, kaboom, right on that kid's fucking head. So,
yeah.
Mom,
that happened
there's a
too.
weird bird in the tree.
By the way, I want to say
oh my God! What is that?
Yeah. There are two interesting nods to E.T. in this movie that a lot of people miss, which is this one that wants some candy, which gets used to horrifying effects later in the flick, which is classic E.T. stuff. But another one people miss is, do you know the name of the character in E.T. the Extraterrestrial who's trying to hunt down E.T. and you never really see him from the waist up until he makes his appearance at the end of the movie in E.T. The
Danny Glover.
Nope, close. But not. They only show this giant thing of keys he has on his hip, and his name in the script is Keys.
Oh.
And so when they said, "Who are you, Keys?" and they have "Want some candy," I'm like, these are some serious E.T. nods. So just throwing that out there.
Elliot.
Yeah, and that's what he said here. He had like this red light goes on the kid's chest, but a little different.
There's three
targeting
of them.
three dots.
So it was
crazy. Wait a minute. Weapon X has a very good point. If they remade this kid scene today, the Predator would be played by Joe Biden.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, come here.
Why don't we workshop that a little bit? Hey, mister, what are you doing in the tree up there?
Huh? What? Where am I?
Is that a for-real laser gun on your shoulder?
Yeah, you want to see? Come up here. I'll show you my laser.
My mom says that I could stay up until 7.
That won't take that long.
Oh,
I like when little kids just say random shit.
My mommy has a vibrator in her nightstand. What? What does it look like?
So anyway, that was the Joe Biden's acting career as the Predator.
Good thing they cut that scene out and they went with somebody else.
Didn't work out.
They went with a less scary monster. That was good.
Right.
Yeah.
Much less scary.
Right. Joe Biden would be asking the kid if he wants some chocolate chip ice cream.
What's my favorite? I know it must be yours. Come over here. I'll give you a scoop.
Or he tells him, you smell sexy. Watch my leg.
I wish one of those poor kids were as smart as you.
That's what.
Yeah,
I think that's the all-time Hall of Fame Joe Biden. That poor kids are just as smart as white kids.
Yep. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy.
Like, there's no point actually. How do I put this? There's only one character that I can truly recall ever smelling another human being in a movie.
Which time?
It was in The Professional, Gary Oldman's character, when he goes up to the guy who's cutting the shit, and he goes, I'm the guy, like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
But at least that was another adult. We got to give Gary
He was a
that.
villain, though, in that movie. It's like, fucking hell.
Yep. Or I'll throw in, well, if you can't figure out whether you want to vote for me and Trump, then you ain't black.
Yeah, that's a weird one.
Now, as a black man, Jericho, was that the first time you realized that you ain't black?
I was like, what? I went push my wife out of the way of the mirror. Wait a minute.
No, that was the first time.
Like, you mean I could have been, did you tell your wife, you mean I could have been showing up on time and tipping nicely this whole time?
The whole time?
And shutting the fuck up in movie theaters this whole time?
That was the first time that a large amount of African Americans in this country said, then I ain't black.
Yep.
Fuck this guy. You know, but then that was the election. That was the election that Cubans became white. So you got to
Right.
realize there were big changes racially in
Big,
this country.
sweeping changes in this country.
Huge changes. Yeah. We didn't know. We didn't know then. Yeah. And-
Actually, in my case, he was
Yeah,
correct.
he was
And
correct.
Mr. E says, "You sniff it, you buy it." I like that
Whoa.
True
rule.
that.
Well,
It's tough
duh.
but fair. It's tough but fair.
Duh.
Well,
It's my
and if we
favorite
go
policy.
Oh, you lick it, you buy it.
Oh.
Whoa, this is getting
Well, you
intense.
sniff it first, and then you lick it.
fuck this.
Jericho truly is. Oh, how dare you, Shrapnel? Yes, he is. He's the
He's
blackest
from New
Jericho that I
Jersey.
know.
He's a New Jersey American.
Yeah, you fucking prick, you.
So the next shot in this, we'll get to the next frame because this is the shit I loved about movies, man. These shots right there, you know,
boy.
I mean, they're characters that were in this movie as side characters who you could probably count their lines out and it would not be that much that you cared more about than you see in characters of 5 hours of screen time today. And
Right.
that right there, that relationship was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Well, this is Mac. You know, this is Mac from the
Yep.
first one. You know, him
Yep, it
losing
is.
Jesse the body. You
Yeah.
know, so
The
yeah, man,
body,
this
the
is
brain.
stuff will make a man out of you. Make you a sexual tyrannosaurus. You guys are a bunch of slack jawed. Well, it's 2023. Can't finish that line. Damn it. That's probably the best line in the movie.
I'm drinking a bottle of horse piss. Like, I mean, that guy was just
He's-
fucking terrible.
That one in the helicopter, the chopper with the red light. That with Jesse the Body Ventura, when he goes, "Dylan, you son of a bitch," and then their arms go like that. That's the fucking two coldest scenes in the whole fucking movie.
Yep.
Or he goes, "Hey man, you're bleeding. I ain't got time to bleed. Got time to duck." Dude, he said, "I don't got time to bleed. I don't have time for blood to come out of my body, even though I've been grazed with a bullet. I ain't got time. I got time to bleed." Fuck.
Yep.
Mr. E says, "Stuff will put cool beans on your chest."
No.
You're out of here, Mr. E.
I ain't got time to sniff it.
I always
they-
got time to sniff hair. Always got
They
time.
cut that shit down though when he was at the grave site. Basically, he just like touches the top of it and he's like, "Rest," and walks away. But originally, what he had said was, "Danny boy, at the end of the day, and it was like they're like, I don't think we can go there. We can't go there because it's
I don't hear none of that caca.
too
Hey,
volatile."
hey, the douche chills.
Douche.
Yeah.
Douche.
Hey, it's a fucking douche.
Fucking douche over here.
Yep.
Hey, why don't you douche that clam?
Yep.
Hey, I ain't got time to leak bouillabaisse.
Sweating
Give me a
bouillabaisse.
nice fucking piece of bread. I'll take care of that bouillabaisse
Well,
right here.
We had an interesting conversation a few shows ago that did get me an idea. For those of you folks in the chat, people of the chat who don't know, Gabe is a fantastic cook by all accounts. The man knows his way around a kitchen. And he was talking about a certain impasse he has with a particular genre of food known as
Seafood is
bouillabaisse.
trash. It's disgusting.
No, not that. I'm talking about the bouillabaisse.
That was crazy.
And it made me realize
Seafood.
something, Gabe,
It's seafood.
that you need to come up with, and maybe it doesn't even involve it, your own double impact bouillabaisse approved recipe, whatever it is. We'll call it bouillabaisse, but I think it's something, a recipe needs to be made by the chef. Double
I
impact
can see it. I can
base.
see it. We take all the fish out and we put in
Yep.
meat that doesn't smell like shit. That's
Yep.
what we do.
We put in cow balls.
I've never had those.
Whoa.
I was
I
in
don't
a
know. I think
Rocky
I don't
Mountain
think
oysters
cows
are a
have
thing
the,
in Colorado. They're not common, but they're not rare. You can get them at different restaurants
Rocky
in Colorado.
Mountain oysters.
That's what they call them, bull testicles.
Yeah.
I've never had it. I wouldn't do it either. But
Yep.
They slice them up and fry them. Those are supposed to be pretty
yeah,
good.
they slice them like long way, and bread them and fry them. I can't imagine that's good.
Give it a shot. Why not? When in Colorado.
Patrick, that's one of my specialties is hot wings. Actually,
Yep.
there was a while for like 2 years straight. I would I would chop them to get the flat and the drum, and then I would marinate them in vinegar and spices. And then the next day I would bake them covered in butter and like Tabasco and Frank's hot sauce. And I would always do it for Thursday night football. And don't buy ranch dressing. You make homemade. It's simple. Don't buy any dressing. I'm not a doctor, but those seed oils they're deadly in the long run, dude. Don't eat that shit. Here's your ranch dressing recipe from your Uncle Gabe. Sour cream, buttermilk. Ta-da! You have ranch dressing.
Love it.
Add some spices, garlic, parsley, salt, pepper, blah, blah, blah. That's ranch dressing. It's buttermilk and sour cream. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, I make a balsamic for my wife. Balsamic vinegar, olive oil.
Hey, I make a lot
honey.
of sauce for my wife.
Ew! Was it honey,
Boom.
salt, pepper, chopped parsley? Like, yeah, real simple shit. And I'll use it as if I do wings, I'll throw the wings in there in the pan after they're cooked and throw some of that balsamic on there, and it thickens up.
Ooh.
Yeah, some balsamic chicken wings and some salad. Yeah, man, it gets crazy.
Y'all don't want to see my Thanksgiving in November, Waylam. You just don't want to see that. It's just going to be me stuffing Slim Jims into a turkey, and it's you don't need to see that. It's like Slim Jims first, then Cheetos, and then into the microwave. Like it's
like a fucking trailer trash.
Then hospital, straight to the hospital.
Yeah, eat that shit outside the ER because you're going to end up there anyway.
Charlie, olive oils are one of the most healthy things you can eat. I'm talking about the oils where they use those chemicals to extract the oil from the plant matter.
Yeah.
Like all the cells have oil in their membrane, right? There's some sort of lipids, fats, right? But you can't get them out of there. Like rice bran, like the bran off of rice, there's actually oil in that. If you put like dangerous, weird chemicals and do all this shit to it, then that's how they get the soybean oil, the Wesson, like the corn oil. Don't eat that stuff. It's not food, dude. Like I think Crisco was originally invented as like a machine lubricant in the 1800s. I'm not even kidding. So like that's the refined flour and the seed oils. That's like what's killing people. It's awful, awful. You know what you fry in and it's healthy? Beef fat, pork fat. That's what you should fry in. That and olive oil too. So my wife, she made breakfast. I'm a huge breakfast fan. If you don't know.
It's the best.
She made chopped potatoes with the onions in them, right? Bacon, scrambled eggs, but she fried the potatoes in old bacon grease. Oh,
yeah. Dude, let me tell you something.
You got to renew your vows with her.
Oh,
shout out to Diesel in the chat. It's good to see you, man. Finally done working. What's up, Homers? It is great to see you, brother. Let me say this, guys. People who can't do breakfast. Good to see you.
What's up, Vato?
People who can't do breakfast anytime, I can't fucking understand. I can do breakfast any fucking time. 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, anytime. Afternoon, I'm there. Love fucking breakfast, man. It's the best shit.
You can never go wrong. I was born and raised in New Orleans area for 64 years, and I don't think I've ever seen, tasted, or cooked anything with bouillabaisse. In fact, I have no idea what it is. It's a fun word, and Steven Seagal loves it.
Greatest word.
That's all you need to know. He had 50 gallons of it, which ended up being 4.
I love that stuff.
I don't think he had 1 gallon when they showed the show.
Like a pot. In a pot of bouillabaisse. I don't know if he getting 50 gallons of that shit. Yeah. But it's Steven Seagal, 1992. You don't ask no fucking questions.
All right. Miss Rar. Oh, yeah. Pancakes, bacon, eggs, homemade sausage gravy.
There's a place on the Central Coast of California, Monterey, Salinas area called First Awakenings. And they have legendary pancakes. They have a regular blueberry and wheat germ. You can get wheat germ blueberry too. Damn. But I mean, these pancakes are fucking. I'll put them up against any pancake in the world. It's like one of those places you see on like Triple D or some shit. And maybe it's been on there. Great pancakes, but they have a sausage and gravy that needs to be reckoned with.
Now, this is dangerous territory for me, guys, because I fasted today. I haven't eaten since dinner last night. It's a new thing I've been doing like the last few months, fasting so I can pray and all that. But it's getting dangerous talking about food like this. Speaking of pancakes, when I was in Hawaii just a couple years ago, there's a tourist trap called Chemo and Boots. And they got like an hour-long wait out the door. And they're famous for their pancakes. Now, they have like a coconut syrup for pancakes there. But they had like, I think it was like a powdered sugar and macadamia like syrup for the pancakes, dude. I'm a huge macadamia nut fan. Like, oh golly, this is not a good thing to be talking about right now for me. I haven't eaten since yesterday. Goodness.
We can stop if you need to. I don't want to make you
No,
do anything
going.
rash.
Here's what I need to do. I need to keep going, but slower.
No. Slow it down. Turn down the lights and deepen your voice. There you go.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
I made for Mother's Day, I made my wife some sour or cream cheese pancakes. Basically, find a good batter and let the cream cheese get room temperature, like a little brick, and throw that in there. Thickens them up, makes them more moist and dense, almost like a cake. But I made those, and then I took some pineapple juice, reduced that, made a syrup. Then I shredded coconut, some macadamia nuts, some sliced mango, banana on the pancake. I tried to replicate this thing. We got married in Kona. We went to this place, this one place, and of course it's like torn down and shit. So we only have the memories. But I tried to duplicate that, and yeah, man, it was something special.
I remember a question we all have: did you play any Maroon 5? Did you get it?
I did. I saw it Sunday morning.
I never forget this shit, man. I'm a laser targeted precision instrument of romance. I know you are too. That's why we are the men we are.
That's right.
Get it done.
You're saying the restaurant you went to when you got married is gone. I went to the restaurant I ate at on my wedding day with my wife. Nice. 27 years ago. We drove by about a year or two ago. It's a fucking oil change place there.
That hurts. Yeah, in Kona, it was called Sushi and Fuego. We ate there the day after we got married. Oh, it was so delicious. And then we went back like 10, 12 years later with the kids. They didn't exist at the time. And it was gone.
Brian Knapp, my mother has sourdough starter in her fridge. It's over 30 years old. I bet that makes some righteous pancakes.
Man. Oh, yeah, I do a waffle. I found a waffle recipe, and I got a good waffle maker. Holy hell.
Yeah.
No, I gotta have my waffles mega crispy on the outside. I don't like them just kind of.
Well, there's a bunch of butter in it. There's like you put like a stick of butter in there, so the crust on it is stupid. I use yeast, so it kind of has that yeasty kind of chewy.
My wife would grease the griddle, the waffle griddle, with the bacon fat from the bacon.
I use butter, but yeah, I like where she's going.
Yeah,
I like where she's going.
I like where she's going.
Diesel says, Gabe, you're an ogre like me. Why haven't you ate? I'm fasting. It's a religious thing. I fast once in a while. It's in the Bible. You fast, you pray, stuff like. It's a sacrifice to God. Because it's miserable to fast, so it's a sacrifice in that regard. So, what was so funny, Sean? Was there something in the chat I missed?
No. I was cracking up with Jericho saying, "I like where this is going." When you brought butter into the mix,
Yeah, you got my attention.
Yeah, anybody in the chat, throw a 1 in the chat if our food discussion has had you remove your pants. Just let us know.
That's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, we want to know what
the fuck we're dealing with.
Dealing
Speaking of butter, at the Texas State Fair, you can get a deep fried stick of butter.
That's the greatest double impact line ever. Speaking of butter.
Speaking of butter. But I mean, but the Texas State Fair is hot. That's not the time I want to, tackle the idea of a deep fried stick of butter, but you can get it.
So it's deep fried butter. Do they put like powdered sugar and cinnamon on the outside or something? Or is it just butter and bread? Or
yeah, it's like I think a frozen stick of butter. They dip in like a wet batter, like a corn dog kind of thing. But yeah, they dust it with powdered sugar, whatever the fuck you want on it.
I saw a video of that about 10, 15 years ago of a little boy, like a toddler, like 3, 4. And they give him a deep fried butter nugget at the Texas thing. And he eats it and he like smiles and like this and literally like moonwalks after he eats it. He's like, so.
He wasn't even in control. That was the butter coursing through his body. He wasn't even doing that. There's
when the butter hits you.
This is my last one, and then we can get back in it. But there's a show my daughter loves to watch called Fresh, Fried, and Crispy. It's all about this fried stuff. He goes around different places. And in Georgia, he went down there, and they have these tree-ripened peaches, and they wrap it in like a phyllo dough or something, and then they deep fry it. So then you have, and then they roll it in cinnamon and sugar, so it's almost like a peach cobbler on a stick. And I'm like, man, I'm in Georgia.
I've had it. Tell her I've had it because I grew up in Chattanooga, and as you know, Chatty Boss for life, and that's right on the border of Georgia. So we were like a suburb of Atlanta. So it's like hot boiled peanuts, all that stuff is the stuff we grew up on. And what was weird is I just went for a medical checkup, and apparently my heart is funnel cake. I just found that out the other day. Ooh. So that's fine. So it's everything's working. It's just
Is it fudge or strawberry funnel cake?
No, it's what are you talking about? It's powdered sugar. I'm not an
Oh,
animal.
goodness.
I'm not,
I'm not an
it's just
asshole.
straight powdered sugar. You know?
This break brought to you by Lumpy's Bacon. Only on 102.3 The Meat. Only on 102.3 The Meat.
That's right, guys. We got
Tune
this.
in
We
for
got
the
you.
Slow Roast Power Hour, Thursday nights. Tune in for the Thursday Night Meat March, only on 102.3 The Meat.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to find out how the sausage is made on 102.3 The Meat.
Yeah, you can
anyway,
start by rubbing my pork shoulder and then get to the brisket on 102.3 The Meat.
Rub those shoulders and smack those pork butts.
Ooh, but don't forget the loin on 102.3 The Meat. I'm going to smoke your ribs. I'm gonna smoke that pepperoni till the juices come out on 102.3 The Meat.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Free sausage smoothies. Get out of here. Get out of here.
That's fucking disgusting.
That is nasty.
One of the things we love about the Predator, to get back to this, is the way he likes
at the
screw
beginning
with
of the
his
show,
prey.
guys, before we went on the air, we said we were not going to go super late on this.
We're fucking liars.
We're failing.
We're borderline. We can still bring this home. We can still bring
this home.
We're not on my second page of images yet, guys. We're still on my first half of images.
Fucked.
Whoops.
Yeah. So anyway, then the Predator dies.
The end.
So he's fucking around with him, and he hangs this necklace of Danny Boys from the tree. And there's a great series of shots as he spins around. It's like lock frame, blur, lock flame. And then he looks up, lock frame, and sees nothing. And he grabs the necklace, and he's like, "What the fuck?" It's great.
Right. Yeah. So the Predator's what? Just like mocking him here, trying to bait him into something like.
Yep. And this is the subway.
He knows that he's the fucking alpha dog. He's the one always involved in this shit. He's taking those lives. So yeah, this is who he needs to fucking get down with. This is his adversary.
That's right.
And again, if it's that hot, sweating all the time, I would not be wearing a full fucking suit with a hat, but whatever. That's Danny Glover. And this, of course, is that dystopian, futuristic, lawless, street punks. I'm surprised they didn't have fucking mohawks like in the 80s and shit, spiked mohawks, but that's who these guys represent. And it's not going to work out too well.
Yep.
No, hold on. Let me bring up the other images here. Okay, here we are.
Boom.
Again,
look at Bill Paxton, by the way. Like, come on now. Bill Paxton had a lot of range. He could be goofy as fuck in Weird Science. He could be the like unhinged, but kind of badass Marine and Aliens. He could be in all these great movies. In this is when his badass turn. Mm-hmm. Like you realize like why this dude was a legend where he was, and yeah, he did come here to make a name for himself, but he's all in, man. He's the shit.
I do wonder what the story is with his hat and Danny Glover's hat. Those hats are brutal. They just look better. They fit.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know why they did that.
Found someone else's hat. It doesn't fit him at all. I don't know.
Took it off a cadaver. I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, they keep putting it in there, so they want it to work.
Gosh,
and then lights go out, and Predator comes in the train, and he's gonna fuck her up. He's gonna fuck everybody. Anybody with a gun is gonna get it when he gets in there. Yep. But it turns out
everybody has a gun. so
hello, even the punks got him, so they get the business. Old Bill Paxton, damn it, Bill. He's leaving us now. And
Game over, man. Game over.
He's
what
gonna
the
fuck
fuck
up.
Are you? Want some candy? Fucking
yeah, weird. And so he was gonna fuck up Maria Conchita Alonso, but finds out you're not alone. The whole. She has a
that was some kick-ass shit.
Not Knight Rider, but yeah, she's a baby.
This is the shit that made you kind of. This is what makes the Predator so intriguing because we know the Terminator don't give a shit.
Mm-mm.
You know, he'll kill you. That's why he's there.
Well, the
He's there to kill.
Predator recognizes the baby as a unique set of DNA and not just a clump of cells.
That's true.
Wait, who would think that it's just a clump of cells? That's awfully barbaric.
It's really disgusting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Well, they made this now. The Predator would be like, "You're dying for two." There would be
No, I think if they made it today, he would have a chance to actually explain himself and go, "I can't come home with a skull that small."
Yeah, well, he would. The Predator would probably be pregnant if it was. They made it now. He'd be pregnant.
But the thing is that this is the shit that's kind of crazy about the Predator because he fucks with Danny Glover with the necklace, right? He's like Harrigan, I got your boy, grabs her, and it's a great scene because you see the scale of this fucking thing next to her tiny ass.
Giant.
I mean, tiny. He just lifts her up off the ground, but he's like, oh shit. So we learn not only does he not kill you if you're armed, but he's got a code if you're armed and you're pregnant.
He's
like, I
honorable.
ain't fucking with that shit. No.
Yeah, he's honorable.
I may be an intergalactic killer who kills her, but I don't. I draw the line at abortion.
Yeah, fuck that. Down with Roe v. Wade. Fuck that
What the
shit.
fuck do you think I am?
Fuck that.
Say what you want about Trump, but he got us conservative court and overturned that bullshit with Roe v. Wade.
Your gas was cheap, huh? Remember that?
Look, I'm not here to talk politics, but fuck.
Yeah, I guess decency really is back in the White House, along with cocaine.
Not only is the Predator fucking just multifaceted, this guy knows shit about everything, but he's up on the current topics, man.
He's a Renaissance man, you know?
He's killing, he's reading.
FYI, I didn't smell her hair either. Like, I'm not a freak.
And I gotta draw the line somewhere. Hey, so what about those guys in the submarine, right? Idiots. You stand up? What are you doing, Predator?
Yeah.
He's there with a sport coat with the sleeves up. Like fucking
Hey, only thing my wife makes for dinner are reservations. Oh. Am I right?
My wife thinks cooking and fucking.
What's the deal with space food?
It's terrible.
You ever notice everybody looks at your trophies and either they suck or they're great? They suck or they're great.
Ladies are crazy. Am I right, fellas? He's a little hacky, but
women
I appreciate
cannot go back in lifestyle. They can't. They can't do
it. Alien women be shopping and hatching their 1,000 eggs.
Alien bitches be shopping.
Dude, that is the greatest stand-up, and it's not even real.
Yeah.
Women be shopping, baby. You can't stop a woman from shopping.
I asked my wife, I said, where you want to go to eat? She said, oh, wherever you want to go.
Take my wife, please. Hits him with the old Rodney Dangerfield. Wow,
hey,
it's a
get
tough crowd.
No respect at all.
No respect, I tell ya.
Danny Glover called me pussy face. I was like, Danny, have you seen our vaginas?
That Predator's hilarious.
Oh, shit.
You know, you thought you were just getting an action movie, but this guy, you know, he's been to other planets. He's been to other times.
How bad I want to see the Predator doing stand-up and being a complete oh my god, it's so funny.
Airline food.
Just like
exactly, but he does it well. That's the thing.
Right. He's just like complaining about going to the bank or complaining about traffic or just like whatever.
Like, hey, buddy, it's the pedal on the right.
Complaining that his victims cry before he kills them. Then I gotta feel bad about it later. I'm
Yeah.
just doing my fucking job.
I got a job to do too, buddy. I got 3 screaming kids at home. My fucking wife just won't quit. Hey, let me drink a fucking beer.
Can I sit down for 5 fucking minutes before you tell me what happened to the kids in school? Can I just sit the fuck down?
Dude.
My gosh.
He has the same problems as us. That's why he's so relatable.
He is relatable. He is relatable.
I'll be at the Mohegan Sun Casino next weekend.
You guys know that shit's out here, right? That's the fucked up part.
I'll be at the Chuckle Wagon Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
If we sell out, we'll have a bonus show on Sunday night.
It catch me at Wise Guys Sunday nights. I'm Ventura.
I'll be at the Laugh Factory in Topanga. I'm opening up for the Alien. I'm gonna do a roast battle with the Terminator.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that Austrian fucker.
We got to make that happen. Roast battle between the Predator and the Terminator. Oh shit!
Guys, we can still bring this home.
No,
we
it's
still can. No, we can.
All right.
I'm not giving up.
So, Predator, he tries to do stand up on the subway and
It doesn't
nobody
work
likes
out.
it.
The crowd rejects it. He kills him. Lets her live because she has a baby.
I draw the line at abortion. That's barbaric.
Yeah, even I know that.
And I've killed people on every fucking planet you can think of.
And every time I went all the way back to the 1700s.
But who the fuck would kill a child? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you piece of shit.
Oh, that's right. He reminds me, I'll be opening up for the Weasel down in Ventura. And then we're going to Long Beach.
So he gets all the clubs, big and
I'll be
small.
at the
rooms, he don't
Balboa
care.
Theater on the 4th of July.
Dude, he doesn't turn down a gig, man. You got to respect that.
Brothers got to eat. Got to
Yeah,
make that bread.
I do birthday parties too.
He's doing crowd work. What's your excuse, Baldy?
Oh, here we go. The drunk girl yelling through my fucking set.
Can I finish my jokes or is it still your birthday party?
Yeah, calm down, sweetheart. Fucking bachelorette parties every time.
How did tonight of all nights with this movie go so far through? I have no idea how this
No
happened.
fucking idea, man. It just happens.
Mr. Chemo for $2. This is my favorite Predator film. The one we're making up where he's a stand-up or the real
The real Predator too. You got to be Pacific.
Real quick, thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
All right, let's bring this home. We have gone
Yes, we still can.
far into orbit. Are you all right, Sean?
Fucking, that's not.
I'm great.
Fucking.
I'm waiting for, because I was just watching Tombstone. I want everybody to know there is going to be an episode of Double Impact where I'm like laughing with little white cloth and blood's gonna be coming out.
I'll be Huckleberry.
I'll be like, I'm as right as a snail, fall over through a table.
Dude.
You ever notice when you're in the mood, she wants to sleep. And when you want to sleep, then she's in the mood.
Let me guess, you got a fucking headache?
How come if we close the door, we start fooling around, that's when the kids come knocking? Mommy, what are you doing? It's like, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? I'm trying to give you a new brother.
You're supposed to be in bed. Then she tells me my mother-in-law is coming to visit for a week.
I tell you, it never ends.
Oh my God.
You ever want to see what your wife's going to look like in 30 years? Look at your mother-in-law.
That's why I married her. Stand-up comedian Predator is my new favorite character.
Dude, he's a killer.
That's
He's a fucking comedian. The guy probably cooks too. Who knows?
I'm doing a 2-week residency at the Excalibur Hotel Casino. Come and see me. We're right next to the Medieval Times Tournament of Champions.
I'll be down there in between sets eating turkey legs.
With those crazy mandibles.
Yeah, fucking he knows how
Sorry
to do
if
it.
I get turkey everywhere.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
how
it's
my
messy.
people are.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Like
so yeah,
John says.
that's a train wheel.
And if you think I kill on stage, watch me kill off stage.
I'll be here all week. Make sure you try the veal.
All right.
You got 3 red dots on your shirt, buddy.
Weapon
I
action.
made you look.
Gabe, Jericho, Shot. You guys ever seen that fan-made film of the Predator fighting some Knights Templar? No, I haven't.
No.
That sounds fascinating, though.
That sounds
Yeah,
funny.
man, I'm down.
I have not.
But that's a train wheel. There. And yeah, they're stopping the train, obviously from all the commotion, the screaming and the murder and the big fucking alien breaking through the train car. So they hit the brakes. Cut to, she's all bloodied up, but on the stretcher, the infamous, I wouldn't say infamous, but of course, the stretcher or the gurney in the back of the ambulance. Fucking wait, hold on before you put her in there. It gets some information or something, and then, hey, we got to get going, man. We got to get her to the hospital. They load her up. Woo, woo, woo. They take off. Classic action movie trope. But yeah, she's just like, this shit was crazy, man. It was crazy.
Here it is right there, man. He goes walking looking for his other boy because now he's down 2, in a sense.
Yep.
One dead, one, God knows how. And he happens upon seeing Jerry getting his head relocated and spine relocated from his body.
Yeah.
And there you have it.
Nothing really prepares you for that. And imagine the strength that it takes to rip someone's skull and spine out of their body. That's unimaginable.
Yeah.
So the Predator can do that, and he does that. And it's his trophy.
You think it's hard to watch? Imagine having to do it.
Took me years. I practice on chickens.
Guy won't stop screaming, fucking blood everywhere.
Come on. Hey, turn to my job here.
We got quotas. I bet you didn't know that.
Yo,
I'm not killing you for a trophy. I'm killing you for wearing that fucking hat.
Hey, let me get your spine. You don't need it anymore. Hold still.
Oh, shit.
Watch me turn him into a new age man. I'll take out his spine.
Spineless piece of shit.
Don't kill me. I have a wife and a family. I've heard it all.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
yeah, so we get to this part here. Whoever these guys are, these FBI, CIA, whatever these secret agency guys led by Gary Busey, they have this masterful plan where they're going to corner the Predator and they're going to end up just freezing him like an old 50s sci-fi movie or something like that.
Yeah.
And they think it's going to work out great. And I love what Gary Busey ends up doing in this scene. But yeah, they go in after him with their suits and their tanks. They know he has his thermal vision, so they think the cold is going to help them get the drop on this guy.
Yeah, maybe you won't be able to see him if it's super cold. As you can see, that don't work.
This is the last thing that cocaine sees.
That's every White House staff member when they come out in the hallway at 3 a.m. and Hunter's still up.
Fucking hell.
That's Hunter
yeah,
Biden.
I love but that was the shit that, again, we're talking about new gadgets for the Predator in this movie. They show him looking down and they're like, we've hidden our heat signatures. We're going to flood it with all this shit so we can see him. And then the motherfucker, like, this is what made it so cool. It just destroys your soul. He looks down at his gauntlets, just starts going through all these different forms of vision until he sees them. It's like, fuck!
All these different filters till they're fucking bright as day. You can see him super easy, and then he jumps down there and just gets to fucking people up. And again,
like, he's backing away from the wall, like they're telling him, like, he's fucking sees you guys.
Yeah, and he comes down, and these guys are combatants. They're in a formation. They're armed.
It's on,
and it's open season. These guys are getting fucked up. So Danny Glover's in the trailer with all the intel and all the tech shit in there. son of a bitch. So he fucking takes off the headset and he runs in there. He has to go help him. He has to go save him. And he goes in and just starts, doing his LA cop thing because he comes from a war zone himself. And he hits the Predator with some, I think, shotgun rounds. And he thinks another classic movie trope, even a horror movie too. Who would be this fucking stupid? You've seen this murdering psychopath, and you're gonna, oh, he's dead. I'm gonna go up to him and try to take his mask off. Are you retarded? But what does he do? He goes up to him and tries to take his fucking mask off.
I don't know why he didn't just give him one more right in the mouth.
I'd give him
one more.
a whole magazine full in his mouth.
Yep. Hold on. I looked up some vaudeville one-liners. There was a beautiful young woman knocking on my hotel room door all night. I finally had to let her out. A car hit an elderly Jewish man. The paramedic says, "Are you comfortable?" The man says, "I make a good living." This is Predator at the Mohegan Sun Casino this weekend. Anyway, back to the movie. Sorry.
So no, it's great because it's he comes in there, he starts shooting away at the Predator. He kind of gets the drop on him a little bit too because they did do a little bit of damage, to the Predator. And he comes in, he doesn't really see what's up. But for me, the thing that was kind of cool about this is because he didn't have an Arnold. I mean, these things were big compared to Arnold, but man, these guys are absolutely like fucked in terms of size. Because this thing, when it gets pissed, and when he takes that mask off and all that, you've seen this shit before, but look at that, man. Nothing prepares you for that shit. It's awesome.
It is one of the coolest movie monster alien designs ever. It's so bizarre.
Stan Winston, baby.
Yeah.
And
God
he's
bless you.
8 feet tall. That's very strong. You saw how easily he ripped a spine out. Even without the weapons, we'd be no match for him. He'd fucking rip holes in this easily. And some guys, I think he does.
Hold on. Sorry, I was just checking something. Seeing if there are
he
any
gets
more
last
one-liners.
words out when a tree gets dropped on him. Let's just call it what it is, man. Fucking hell. He's tough.
Right.
Ugh.
Yeah, so you're right, though. He's like, he shoots him a bunch with the shotgun. He looks dead. He walks up, and he doesn't finish him. He goes up there like, "What's under this mask?" And he's going to take his mask off. And
I don't have that much curiosity.
Yeah.
He would have got a whole magazine in his face.
Throws him across the room. It's insane.
Yeah. Smashes the gun.
Just fucking crushes. Yeah. I mean, again, imagine the force it takes to shatter a firearm on the ground. Like a machine would have to do that. But not unless you're a Predator.
And Gary did some blow and he's in rough shape.
Gary's back. Yeah, he got all burnt up and shit, but apparently that wasn't good enough because he's about to kill Danny Glover, and then Gary Busey comes back, obviously in need of some aloe vera on that. And he comes back and he's like, "Get out of here." He's basically accepted his fate. We're about to fuck shit up. And one of the probably the coolest scene in the whole damn movie, I would say. Because again, this is part of the previews, not the very end of this scene, but it cutting through. So the Predator, again, this fucking Rolodex of weapons that he has. He has this really cool round blade, and he puts his fingers in it like this. And they're in a meat locker. So there's all these sides of beef hanging. And Gary Busey comes back, and he's like, hitting him with the CO2 or whatever, trying to freeze him. And the Predator takes the blade and he throws it. And you just see it going, just slicing through sides of beef, going through that beef spine, the bones like nothing, like a hot knife through butter. And one of the sides of beef is blocking Gary Busey's body, but you just see his legs. And then the blade goes through, and you see his legs fall over, and all this blood comes out. So it basically went right through him and that pack he's wearing, like nothing. That again, the Predator's weapons are so powerful that our bodies are nothing. They don't even slow down his trajectory or nothing. Just like with the Jamaicans throwing the spears through him and sticking in the wall behind him, and not just barely, but like a foot of the weapon sticking in the wall. Like this shit's traveling super fast, and it slices right through Busey, and then it comes back like a boomerang. Comes back, the Predator holds his hand up, and that shit goes right back to his fucking hand. Weapons are cool as shit. And then
William tells us about an upcoming sequel. He says, "The only person who can hunt the hunter is Hunter Biden." Predator 6. Snowfall. That's what it's
Yeah.
called.
Predator 6. He works for Coke.
For sure.
All right, you want me to kill your bug? I'll do it. How much coke you got?
I'll do it. How much fucking Coke you got my fucking nose in that?
And it better be pure. I don't want any of that stepped on shit.
Who cut the shit?
Hey, it better be fucking pure, brev. And that. In it.
He's gonna sniff it out.
In it.
Fucking hell.
What's that one joke?
Fucking hell. In it.
What is that? What is the joke? I can't remember. It's like I don't like cocaine. I don't do cocaine. I just like the way it smells.
Like
or
the
something.
smell,
What is
man.
Yeah.
Very fragrant. Extremely fragrant. So he gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Juicy's out of here.
Special guest star, the big guy.
But he only gets 10%. But he only gets 10%.
And
Hunter
so
and Joe hunting down the predator.
that's the first time the predator would be afraid.
Well, you know, Joe Biden's gonna get a whiff of those dreadlocks. You know, he's gonna be like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, bring me that hair. Yeah. Yeah. Jack. And so
man.
they get a little chase fest here.
We got to talk about this. I don't know if either one of you guys have ever torn a rotator cuff or had a shoulder leave where it's supposed to be. But this sequence here has always bothered the shit out of me, man, because he's hanging on with the circle blade in the side of the building, and then he's holding on to Danny Glover's arm, and then he touched the code on the arm he's holding on to his arm with. He takes his hand out to type into it, and you see Danny Glover's shoulder going, ah!
Dude, how much does that predator weigh?
Oh!
Probably 500-600 pounds. I mean, it's
I thought it was weird when he kept trying to do his act for Danny Glover, though. He was just trying to workshop some of his jokes. I just got back from a pleasure trip. I took my mother-in-law to the airport.
But yeah, I've been with a girl for 49 years, and if my wife finds out, she's gonna kill me.
Oh shit! Vaudeville predator.
Fucking shit. Does he moonwalk?
Hey, a drunk's in front of the judge, and the judge says, "You've been brought here for drinking," and the drunk says, "Okay, let's get started."
What are 3 words a woman never wants to hear when she's making love? Honey, I'm home. No respect, I tell you.
Oh,
No
God.
respect at all.
Ooh. Oh, shit.
Hey,
So
why don't
anyway?
why do Jewish mothers make great parole officers? They never let anyone finish a sentence.
Holy shit.
Anyway,
Oh.
Danny Glover.
we need Predator on stage at a comment. Sean, we gotta just draw the brick wall background with the spotlight. And then he's in the 80s, like, you know, the sport coat suit with the t-shirt.
Listen,
and then we'll just animate the mandibles and the microphone.
I'm going old school on this, guys. For any of you guys who remember when Cartoon Network was new, they used to have a show called Cartoon Planet where they took Space Ghost and a lot of those characters with minimal animation and they could do stuff. We're absolutely doing Vaudeville Predator like I did the Arnold. We're making that shit happen. It's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Oh
yeah, we got to do it for you. We're here to serve.
The doctor said you'll live to be 60. I told him I am 60. So see, what did I tell you?
What'd I tell you?
Oh my gosh.
Fucking hell.
These vaudeville jokes are hilarious because they're so corny.
Yeah, we always hold hands. If I let go, she shops.
Yep.
Women be shopping, am I right, fellas?
Oh,
anyway,
man.
these 2 are they're fighting it out with that crazy
600-pound predator's holding onto his right arm.
Yep.
And so Danny Glover, basically, if he doesn't, because he hits the buttons on there and it's the countdown. So he has to do something. and he grabs the blade, puts his fingers in there, pulls it out, and right before he does it, it cuts to this. This is the worst part of the fucking movie. I'm not gonna let this shit go. He goes to cut the Predator's arm off, so he falls off of him, falls off the building, and it cuts to the Predator's face, and his eyes get big, like the Predator's going, "Rrr?" Like it was so fucking bad.
He makes the sound. He goes,
you didn't have to make the Predator's eyes get big, like he's scared. The Predator's not scared. He's like, "Rrr?" And fucking Danny Glover cuts his arm off. Ruh-roh, Raggy. Basically. And he fucking starts sliding down his. And what was cool though, his claws were like making sparks going down the side of the building because he's trying not to fall. And then he ends up hitting classic action movie trope. Saw it in Rambo, the first one. He like catches on to something when he jumped out of that tree, and he's sliding down. And he catches onto a pipe, but due to his weight, the pipe breaks and he falls through a wall into somebody's apartment. And then here comes some comic relief. Because it's two elderly people that don't hear so good. And so the old lady comes out, and you can hear the TV's all loud. Yeah, the TV's all loud and shit. And the lady comes out, Harold, there's somebody in the bathroom. And he's like, fuck, he don't get up. He stays in the room. And so she inches down the hall.
Shut up, Mildred. You're always talking.
Shut up. You're always hearing something, you bitch.
So the Predator is in the bathroom, and he's breaking the glass in the medicine cabinet. He's ripping out some drywall, and he's mixing it all in the sink, and he pours some fucking alien medical goo on it and starts stirring around. And it's cool. The colors you see, the neon green blood. It's like a neon blue substance that he's mixing up. And at first, it's all pieces of glass and drywall, but it like gets melted. And then he takes a scoop of the fucking blue medical goo and he puts it on his recently severed arm. And the sound, I'd love to know the sound they use to this, because I've seen other things where like they'll take different animal sounds to make it, but it's like it's a cry of pain of like a fucking predator, no pun intended, but like a lion, like a muffled lion. I don't know. It was a fucking great sound. And then the old lady, she's in the hallway and she jumps. Oh my God, it's something in there. And she like gets a broom, because of course a broom is going to stop this 8-foot, 600-pound predator. And he's
great if it did.
Yeah, that's all it took was a fucking broom.
It's gonna cut his head clean off.
You guys are fucking around these
one
machine
weakness.
guns.
My one precise weakness.
It's a broom to my neck. I got it from my ex-wife. So he fucking, but unfortunately, no, it's not true. The broom does not help. And she's inching closer and closer. And it's cool, that scene right there where the shit catches on fire. And it's the blue flame, which is probably like a practical effect. I'm sure they can make blue flames like that. That shit's cool. Now that'd be some CGI dog shit. But it catches on fire, so it's melting. So now he can like apply it to his wounds. And every time he does, he's like he does this wolf howl scream fucking thing, which is really cool. And then the lady's I'm getting closer. And she's almost to the door. And then the predator fucking boom, like busts out, takes out the wall and shit, comes running out, and then knocks out a wall going into the hallway and shit too, and runs away. But he's making that sound, like that werewolf fucking sound. And he comes in, he's like, I'm a police officer. And then classic action movie, 80s, 90s, some old person has some funny shit to say. She goes, I don't think he gives a shit. And then he fucking chases after the predator.
Got to do it.
Yeah. And, for him to chase after the predator. Fuck. And so
he has my favorite line before this, right? When he's going down the pipe trying to get to him because he's afraid of heights. They set that up and he says something that I've often thought when I'm in a really shit situation. He goes, maybe I'll get lucky and fall.
Yeah.
That's it.
And he's up like where he was, where the predator was hanging off of his arm. Like he has to step over a ledge. Like that right there would be the scariest part, is stepping over that ledge, not knowing where your foot's going to go to catch your body weight. So he does it. Brave motherfucker, chases after him. then you find out where the Predator's ship crashed. It was like under the sewers or some shit in the tunnel. And he finds the hole and he falls in there. He goes through like a manhole cover and he falls in there. And now he's inside the Predator's ship. So now you're on the Predator's turf. And you see the fog and shit that's on the ground.
Oh, dude, I love this. Was the shit that like me and my bud Zachary Hartford Cullis, brother, if you're out there, the guy snuck into Van Damme movies with, snuck into this flick with. We were big Predator nerds, so seeing the inside of the Predator ship for the first time, we were fucking thrilled, man.
Yeah, they didn't show anything like that in the first one, because in the first one he blew up. He hit
One thing I like about the lore. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, one thing I like about the lore that they show here, they just show a glimpse. They don't, and then this is how they do this, and they do this, and like modern stuff where they just over-explain everything, and they don't let your imagination fill it in. I think it's great here. And then there's little hints in here. There's if you look, there's a trophy room inside the ship if Danny Glover's wandering around the alien spaceship, and one of the skulls on the wall looks like the alien from the movie Aliens. So that's kind of a cool little nod right there, But it looks like he's caught some really nasty things and killed them.
Yeah, dinosaurs, humans, fucking all these, that thing, that skull on the right. Don't even know what the fuck that is. And he's also been in different times because we won't give that away, but he's able to go back and forth between different moments in time. Not only just different planets. So it's pretty fucking cool. So then that's when he shoves something up Danny Glover's ass.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
not good.
You're gonna be on this ship. You gotta get an enema. So you're like, but no, they're fighting. And how scary would that be with that fucking Predator standing over you? But he takes the blade and he fucking puts it. That's the part right there, right?
Right in his gut.
He
puts it in his gut, and then
from hell.
He stands up and basically runs the blade from his fucking navel all the way up to his fucking chin, just opens that motherfucker up, and there's all his lime green blood or his neon green blood. And it was sick. Danny Glover it almost like sounds like it has a motor in it.
Yeah,
it
sounded like it was going, like it was doing something.
You can almost hear it like, a little motor like making the blade spin or something. And he runs it up, to the top floor and just fucking disembowels the Predator. And he falls and he dies. And he's like, fuck. So then all these other Predators show up. And it's cool because you see like his mouth's a little different. Their masks are a little different. His shoulder plasma cannon's different. They're not as big. Like these are a little more lean Predators, I guess. So it's cool to see different ones. And he's like, but Danny Glover's like, fuck. Almost like Steven Seagal in Mark for Death. Is like, I hope they weren't triplets.
He had a great line. He said, okay, who's next?
Yeah, like, fuck, I'm going to die eventually. Let's go. But they respect him because this was a battle. This was a hunt. And he won fair and square. He used the Predator's own fucking weapon against them. So these guys, I don't know if they were just invisible watching the whole time or if they appeared. If they were like some voyeurs watching people bang. But they appear and then they're coming to pick up the Predator, to pick up his body and take him and do, whatever their traditions are. And he gives Danny Glover a pistol. And it's an old, like, what does it
musket.
Say? Yeah, it was like an old musket, but it was like from the 1700s or something. It had a date on it, like 1776 or something like that. So that shows you not only is he everywhere, but he's anywhere.
Yeah, they've been doing this shit he says they come by every couple of years, and up till this moment, we didn't know how long they've been coming to our planet to hunt. This shows us they were here during the fucking Revolutionary War, post-Revolutionary War times at the very, soonest. And it's like, fucking hell, were they hunting dinosaurs? We don't fucking know.
Well, that's a pretty big skull he had on the wall. It looked like it could have been a dinosaur.
Weapon X has a question for the Predators. Why do aliens always have to probe your culo? You think it's hard getting your butt probed? Imagine the one doing the probing. You want to talk about a shitty job?
Yeah. You think that's bad getting probed by an alien? Try being on the toilet after my wife cooks. Poor guy, man. Yeah. Poor aliens have all kinds of problems. And you can see the alien's guts are all over the fucking blade, so that was pretty cool. They let him keep that. You got to keep the blade too.
Yeah.
And then they're like, yeah, dude, we're getting out of here. So either jump off this thing or be incinerated by the fucking afterburners. Whatever you want to do.
He runs down that like underground tunnel, or whatever, and the engine blast throws him through the air.
Yep.
That's hilarious. And he comes out
looking
covered
like
in ashes.
looking like an aborigine. And that's what they did. Do that shit. And,
I got the reference. It's just cracking the fuck up.
This is Hunter Biden's dream, just covered in white powder.
Oh, his head to toe. That was him in the White House when they found that shit. And if you think about it, seriously, if it's, it made it to the Secret Service or they found it and shit and we're hearing about it, I'm sure it wasn't like an empty baggie with some residue. It was probably a fucking good mound, maybe a kilo.
It was a fucking pillowcase full of yay.
Full of fucking yayo with his face buried in it. But yeah, that's
also found a man in it.
Yeah, fucking midget. If you buy everything, you buy a kilo, a pillowcase full of Coke comes with a free midget buried inside, like a cereal box prize.
Do you
remember back in the day, you get the prize out of the cereal box?
Yep.
Oh,
that was the shit.
Loved it.
I can see Hunter Biden flying down the freeway at like 170 miles an hour. Listen to this thing.
That's right.
White lines.
That's how he goes.
He's just driving with one hand on the convertible.
And you can hear him in the song. They sniff on the chorus. They go.
Yep.
You can hear him fucking sniffing in the song. It's hilarious. Like Fear and Loathing. That scene where they're driving the convertible and what's his name? Benicio del Toro. He opens up the briefcase full of drugs and they got weed and pills and acid and all this shit. And there's like a salt shaker full of cocaine. And he opens it up while they're in a convertible flying down the highway. And he opens the salt shaker and all this fucking coke goes everywhere. That's fucking Hunter, just fucking coke just blowing off of him, like fucking drywall dust.
That's a wild movie.
Oh, that movie was so funny. And then you see the size of the tunnel, like that it just like bored into the underground of Los Angeles, and then that's one of Busey boys right there. Now they're cool. That's the guy who told him the last person in the world you want to fuck with. But now he's like, fuck.
Changed his tune now that he's dead.
Yeah.
He has a really weird little reaction here because the gray suit FBI, NSA, whatever they show up and he like confronts him like, what are you doing, blah, blah. And then he sees the regular cops showing up and he goes, we were so close. And then he has like a tantrum and runs off. It was very, very not masculine.
But you weren't close. He fucking butchered you guys at the fucking meat locker 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
You guys are fucking close. But that's Predator 2. And the classic pull away with the camera, before they had drones on the helicopter.
Pull away and the cops show up as we do.
Right on time after all the fucking danger's done.
How come a cop's never around when you need one? Am I right?
They're never there when you need them. You take my tax money, but you're never fucking there where I need you. When were you? How come you weren't there to put the cuffs on my wife before she made that fucking casserole? She should have been locked up for that fucking dinner.
I pay your salary. They should pay me to eat this shit.
Yeah. Pay me to eat this fucking dog food. My dog won't eat it. He'd rather sit in the corner and lick his asshole.
Well, that was Predator 2. The stand-up life of the Predator.
Yeah. Under 4 hours. Take that, chat. Under 4 hours.
Just under the wire.
We're good. We are good.
All right. Well, we got to get out of here. I am exhausted. I am on about 3.5 hours sleep. I got to get back to packing Truth, Justice, American Way books right when I wake up. It's awesome sending those out. But fun show. I didn't know the Predator had such a funny side to him. I think he's kind of.
He didn't have a chance to show it. He didn't have a chance to show it, man.
Chat, can we again state there is no pre-show meeting. You guys are here.
Obviously.
When the shit created. You guys are here when shit we had no idea where this was going tonight happens. And thank you for being here, chat. Hit that like. Make sure you subscribe to all amazing channels. Thanks for being here and getting it with us, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, love it. And I don't know what movie we're doing next week. I don't know where we're going. Comic-Con is coming up. I'm shipping out my book. it's about as busy as I've ever been in life. And I'm enjoying every second of it. I love it. And I thank all of you guys. I thank you, my friends, Jericho Shut, for being here, and all you guys watching. And like he said, check out the links in the description. If I put them in, I forgot. I've been very tired of working too much lately. But follow Jericho Green on YouTube. Follow Shantan Chetty on Twitter and YouTube as well. And we will talk to you guys next Wednesday. Should be back to 6 p.m. I had to go late tonight because I'm packing comics all day and mailing them out to you guys. Okay? Anything else, boys? We out.
God bless and thank you, guys.
See y'all next week.
All right, later on. Bye-bye.
Peace.